Good evening, and welcome to this week's London by Gaslight, a late Victorian age Vampire the Masquerade Chronicles set, currently in 1891. Continuing from their awakened state last week is Alistair from the Clan of the Moon, portrayed by Tina. Say hello.
Hi.
Eveline, the daughter of Cacophony, portrayed by Miss Hutz.
Oh, do not arouse.
Say hello.
Hello.
No, there's no time for that. Aldrich of the Clan of Shapers, portrayed by Bully from Tablegoth. Say hello.
Hello.
Thurston of the Clan of the Hidden, portrayed by Nitro Typat. Say hello.
Hey there.
Sir Drake Burden from the Clan of the Beast, portrayed by Ark from the Bullet Club. Say hello.
Good evening.
Inspector Grey from the Clan of the Hunt, portrayed by Noscavian. Please tell us your OnlyFans address.
Noscavian.
We continue from last week, where everyone awakened in a snow-covered city of London, after being swallowed by the fog. Everyone please set your hunger to 4. As the journey has drained you of your hunger.
Oh, good.
The coterie have found themselves disoriented in a snow-covered cold London. Judging by the amount of gaudy decorations and carol singers present, they quickly conclude it is or near to Christmas time. Though how or why this happened, when they were mere moments ago at the start of summer, eludes them. Out of the small crowd of people, a hooded figure that they recognise as Oldo approaches the coterie.
Put the gun at him.
Yeah.
Greetings. So, you are the source of my visions. How odd. And who are you exactly? And Oldo will just...
Come any closer and I'll scream.
You've almost definitely got something to do with this, Hood. I walk up to him and sort of kind of get in his foot. I'm going to try and whip the hood off. Fair enough.
He's at a loss for words as you approach him aggressively.
Yeah, I just kind of stomp through the snow and then grab his hood to like throw it back.
And he's currently thinking about his actions and processing them. And I'm sure, once he has decided the best course of action, he will do something.
Did he die? Did he disconnect?
He's just sent me a message, and he's had a power cut.
Oh,
About
oh,
Got him.
freaking Tremere.
Rip the hood off. There's nothing there.
I think he needs a UPS.
Cape falls to the ground.
Alright, not a bad sesh.
Yeah,
Finally
there's
got him.
nothing underneath the hood.
Well, as you approach him, I can't do a Ken Daddy impression. My voice is nowhere near as ASMR-y.
You have to get really deep. Why shiver?
It seems you've been plucked from your time. Hey, hey, hey.
Why yoga? I don't get.
Professionalism. As you approach him, he says very quickly, "It seems you have been plucked from your time and discarded here for some reason. I have seen you in my visions before, but not in person. One of you is here to help the evil escape the box," he says as he looks straight at Alistair. "There is more for you to do, though.
What you do now?
It
You're not in my head.
seems that this is when things started for another of you. But that will become apparent in its own time.
Why do you have to be so cryptic? Why's everything got to be a damn riddle?
Because my visions themselves are not always seen with clarity. Sometimes, like this one, they were rather foggy.
Right, what's the date? You know
Today's
that,
date?
don't you? Right.
It is December 14th,
The year.
1891.
Ooh, we went in the past.
Right.
What was
Not
I
that-
doing then?
There is
This wasn't too far
A year
before
ago.
we were all put together, right?
There is a being due here soon. You should make sure you have completed your tasks and set things to how they should be before you confront it. It has the power
What are
to send
tasks?
you back or forward, but it will have to be in its own death throes. That is the only way enough of its power can be released.
What I want to know, if we're here, then where's the we that are also here? Is that us? Or is there two of us right now?
I can only
Start
see.
thinking about paradoxes already.
I
So I
can
pull
only
my eye
see
patch out.
events
Do I need to wear this again?
that have yet to happen, not events that are currently happening. However, you bring up a fair point. You should be careful who you interact with. If you change things too much, you may never get back to where you came from. But for now, you should start your hunt for the illusionist. Many such
what?
performers can be found around Covent Garden.
What garden?
Covent.
Say that,
Back to this then.
say that in English, please.
Doesn't get more bloody English in the Queen's fucking English, sir. Fucking Covent Garden, innit? It's over in fucking London.
Well, this whole thing is making my brain ache.
Aldo just really got mad for a second.
Why would we meet ourselves, Aldrich? Explain.
Why wouldn't you?
Right, I'm not blowing my fucking cover.
I look at Inspector. Just think, if we could tell you, don't vote on the fight.
Ah, that is a fantastic idea. Why do we have to return to our own timelines? I could take advantage of this now that I know how the gambling results will end up. I'm sure I can make a fortune.
Ooh, and then we could not go into the house and be demonized. Or
That's what I
something.
was thinking.
This is
Oh,
a good
yes.
point.
Should you change events too much from where you currently are, you would cease to exist.
Well, I do much prefer existing to the alternative of not existing. Perhaps we
Point.
better follow Aldo's instructions to not deviate or cause too much disturbances.
I look at him when he says that. Does he say anything to us since we just said his name and he doesn't know who we are yet?
I mean, he's just giving you this sort of... You can see the hood is tilting a little bit, studying you.
I'm gonna
I-
sort of
I lower the
look
gun.
up off into space, kind of. And are you still here?
Does he often
Interesting.
do this?
Yes. I taught him. It's okay. He wants to be a dog.
Does he often howl at the moon?
He wasn't bad.
I hope so. Not yet, though.
You want to be careful with
Oh, but
that
it's
one.
cute when puppies learn to howl. Ooh, howl!
Our landlord is
Mr. Cuddles can
absent.
howl.
Right, yeah, this is a rare opportunity. All in all, I like where I ended up, though. I did pretty good for myself, so let's not mess up too much, but... Demon stuff is interesting. Although, I know you don't know us right now, but me and you, we end up really, really good friends. So this is... You'll look back fondly on this moment one day.
I get the feeling we may share wardrobes?
I look at
Right, we
Thurston.
share more than that.
Right.
You pretty much fall in love with me, Aldo. You become obsessed with me at one point. It's getting a little nervous just talking to you like this, but you'll see. The feelings will come naturally in time.
Oh, I have an idea. I'm going to try this. This would be funny. It kind of ties in the narrative, but can I try to use submerge directive on Aldo?
I have to bring up his character sheet for that. Hang on.
There's no roll. I just tell him to do something.
Can he not resist?
He can. Submerge directive goes with mesmerize, so you'll roll mesmerize essentially.
And there's no time limit on it.
I literally pulled that description out of the V5 book, so...
Oh yeah, you've got to, when using Mesmerize, so you've got to cast Mesmerize on him and then you put in the Submerge Directive.
I don't know what mesmerize is. Help me out here.
Dominate power, I think.
Yeah.
I know it's dominate, but what else
It's
would dominate?
manipulation.
Dominate,
One rouse
okay.
check. And you do...
Versus intelligence and resolve.
Yeah.
I'm at hunger 5.
Oh, you're not going to do this very well, but yeah. You're at Hunger 5, that's fine. Well, you will be at Hunger 5, that's fine. So do manipulate... What? Do Mesmerize?
Dang.
Okay. Just like my first meeting, we meet him and we dominate him.
I'm going to willpower reroll for you, Ken Daddy. 4, 2, and a 5.
Ah, beautiful.
Yeah.
That's fine. So he is currently staring straight into Alistair's eyes.
Okay. I just tell him, in about 6 months, you're going to have an argue with Aldrich. I want you to call him your master.
Interesting.
Aldrich.
Since he did already.
He nods. You see the hood sort of nodding. I don't think Ken Daddy would like it if I stayed any longer, so he's just going to wander off.
Now it ties in why he said, yes, your master to Aldrich.
Should I cast Extinguish Vitae as I go?
Probably.
Aldo disappears, strangely, for a hooded figure, into the crowd, and drifts off out of your sight.
Do I have it?
But where are all of you at this point in time?
This is right before we met?
Yeah, it's about 10 days before you meet. 10, 11 days.
I'm significantly less wealthy right now, so I don't want to meet that bum. So we go to this illusionist fellow.
I don't think
Yes.
I'd bump into myself. I would be in my haven.
I'd be skulking around the sewers somewhere, but you all don't like it down there anyway.
I suppose it would be best to try to resolve this quickly. I agree with Aldrich. Let's see this illusionist.
I don't know where I was. I might be painting in the snow with blood. I'm not exactly sure. Best be careful if you see me.
I'm with your blood.
Animal's blood. I don't know, something. You ever thought about that? just blood against the white of the snow. It's so pretty.
No.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Well, I'm just trying to think. This whole time thing has got me thinking how many terrible things I might have heard of that someone here could be responsible for.
Who did
All
any
good things.
slavers die during this time?
Do anything?
Alright. Alright. To the park then, although I don't have a carriage. I mean, I have a carriage. I'm not that poor. This moment.
Would it be too inconvenient for us to get something to eat?
We don't have a
Suppose not.
spa anymore.
Oh, we
Well,
could go.
There's always Elysium. It's before we fucked everything up in Elysium. I mean, buggered everything up in Elysium.
Well, I mean, I still know where to. I mean, the spa exists. It's just not under. We just have to pay for the services.
But what if we eat the wrong person?
I mean,
You guys
Well,
know this
Elysium.
block at all? We could just break in here and I don't know.
No. Aldo said we had to be careful.
well, I mean,
So we'd be quiet.
I know back then, well, how most of you fed was you would just kill whoever you fed off of. I remember that specifically. For a while, it took us a bit to get out of that funk.
Wasn't
So-
on purpose.
We didn't kill on purpose.
Either way, if we just don't kill when we feed, perhaps we can go to the spa and just drink how we usually drink. Now that we're all good kindred boys and girls.
We
and
killed
know
in the
how-
open and didn't lie to people's faces about who we were.
But those people would not have done. Oh God, my head.
Oh, you're not going to feed this whole time. I'm feeling quite hungry. I'm going to do it. And it's better to do it from someone all drugged up, so the whole thing will be strange in the head
I
anyway.
pull Thurston and we try to sneak away to a house. And I do like a quiet
No,
thing.
splitting up is an idea. A good idea.
Just
Oh,
real
no.
close. We're probably right next to a row of houses or something.
And we find a
London.
hospital.
Let's meet back at this spot in a little. Let's meet. I don't want to meet at Elysium because there's a lot of people who will know us or will know us in a little bit. I just want to avoid people from our past. All right. So let's meet back at this spot once we're all nice and fed. However you feel you should feed. Eveline, would you like to go get
Yes.
to an establishment and get a drink? All right. For old time's sake, and I'll offer my arm, like we used to do.
I'll take his word.
So, Alistair and Thurston. You seemed like a duo with a plan.
Silence of death. I would probably suggest it to him too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you'll have no problem finding a house or anything like that. At this time of night, no matter which house you go to, the door will be locked. It'll be not a particularly poor and destitute house. You're in more of a middle-class area.
Yeah, find a door that we're not near a light or anything, and I'll try to open it, lockpick it.
Okay, dexterity and larceny for me, please.
Ready?
It's fine. The door opens under your dexterous touch, silently. You signal to Thurston that you have successfully opened the door. You sneak into the quiet house, into the hallway. Finding the hallway devoid of life. No lights are on. A set of stairs, lead up.
I assume most bedrooms back then are upstairs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'd immediately head up the stairs.
Unless it's a bungalow.
Hmm.
Before entering the house, Alistair finds a lone pair of orphans, goes up to them, gives them a sixpence each, and a little cuddle, before waving them off and wishing them a good night.
They're leaving. I didn't know they were leaving. How many people are in the house if we go upstairs to the bedrooms?
You will find upstairs. The house is fairly clean, considering a thin layer of dust and only a few sparse paintings for decoration. You'll find a bathroom at one end of the long wooden hallway, and a closed door, presumably for the bedroom, at the other end.
Normally when I do this, I go, like, invisible.
Considering how hungry we both are, I don't think that's a good idea.
You don't have to whisper. We can just say you're whispering. I can't hear you.
Considering how angry, how hungry we both are, I don't think that's a good idea.
I know. So I pull out those chopsticks and hand one to him. If things go sideways, use this. They were in my pocket. Go to the closed door.
The door is unlocked, you find as you run your hand over the brass knob.
I listen. Are people having sex or snoring?
I mean, out of the binary option?
I mean, you'd hear. It's quiet. You'd hear.
You'd hear heavy breathing. But you'd know that it weren't in an intimate moment of passion.
Okay, I do this to not scare Thurston, and I open the door slowly.
No problem yet. You'll open the door slowly and find a fairly large double bed with two people inside, a man and a woman. They're deep asleep.
Are you shy? Do I need to do this first, or can we do it together?
Together's fine.
Okay, we'll go on the count of 3. I just pick. I don't care which one, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it
don't
doesn't
care
matter.
either.
If you both do your feeding rolls for me, please.
I go 1, 2, and I go on 2, and then hold up 3.
Alistair, would you like success at cost?
Yeah,
Thurston.
I know what the cost is probably going to be, so it's fine.
Thurston, would you like success at cost?
No, let me re-roll those 2 first.
Okay.
Alright, plus willpower, not WP re-roll.
The great thing about playing a Malk is when shit goes sideways, it's okay.
So I went up to 3.
Alistair, on the count of 2, extends his fangs, pierces the flesh of his victim, and begins to drain the vitae inside, satiating his hunger. As he does so, the beast inside of him stirs awake from the taste of blood as it trickles down his esophagus. His extrasensory gifts run wild. He experiences what might be truths or portents, but what others call figments of the imagination, dredged up by his hunger. Although he is still functional, his mind and perceptions are completely skewed, and he receives a 2 dice penalty to all rolls involving dexterity, manipulation, composure, and wits, as well as on rolls to resist frenzy for the remainder of the scene. You are suffering from your delusion compulsion.
Rather have taken the humanity hit, but okay.
Thurston, extends his own fangs and viciously bites down onto his victim after Alistair holds up his third finger. He rolls his eyes as he drains the victim of the sweet, warm liquid inside of him. Neither person stirs and awakens, just enjoys the feeling, and you both slake to hunger.
Sure.
As soon as I get up from feeding and Thurston does, I slap him.
What in the world was that for?
Sorry, you had a bug on your face, and I leave the room.
I always have bugs on my face.
I just leave. I think that's our scene.
Okay. So Drake and Inspector Grey, what are you two doing?
I would do something similar to what Thurston and Alistair would do. I'd try to
slapping Sir Drake round the face.
No. I'd try to stealthily break into a place and feed when someone's sleeping.
I'd look for a hospital and find someone terminal that was about to die anyway. Because if I mess it up and he dies, it won't affect the timeline.
Find yourself a nice plague victim.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to take you a bit of time to get to the nearest hospital, which is Bethlehem Hospital, which is on, for the purposes of everyone else, because I know you know London, South Newington, in the city itself. You are currently
I don't know anyone who's about to drop dead at home.
yeah, you're currently around London Bridge area,
Right.
near Billingsgate Market.
I think I'll try and communicate that to the inspector, like the brains of the outfit. We're all quite famished, and
Oh, fuck me.
If
Sorry, I
this-
tell a lie. There is a hospital just over from London Bridge, St Thomas's Hospital.
okay. If I'm understanding the situation correctly, we're all quite famished, and if our feed goes wrong, we could take someone out of this world before they're supposed to, and that could lead to... Oh, Waldo said there could be issues.
Well, I suppose that would only be if that individual played an important role. Surely Kine aren't important enough to matter, are they?
Depends on the kind.
I suppose. Yes, it would certainly mess up our timeline if one of us were to feed on that fish man.
Or we feed on someone who works with someone who is with our fish gentleman the day before we meet him, and they get into a fist fight. You understand what I'm getting at here?
Yes, it sounds like we have to make sure we don't mess up and kill anyone. I understand.
So, we find someone who's about to drop dead anyway, and it shouldn't cause too much of a disturbance.
Yes, we could do that. So we could find someone who's in a drunken stupor. They may as well be dead, right?
We need to be sure.
Especially on a cold night like this.
I still think the hospital's the best bet.
Very well, so long as we don't encounter too much resistance. As long as someone is asleep, that's my preference.
Mine too. So we'll head to the hospital that you mentioned. St. Thomas's.
Sir Drake and Inspector Grey make their way through the snowy cityscape of London, crossing over London Bridge. Immediately upon the other side, they can see St. Thomas's Hospital in a very close distance to them. Is there anything you wish to discuss before you enter inside?
Not necessarily.
The pair enter into the hospital and into the reception area. A nurse, wearing the typical uniform but covered in blood stains and the like, is standing behind a desk. Welcome to St. Thomas's. How can I help you?
We're here to visit a sick friend.
Visits now is over. This time of night?
Oh no, we had just heard about the horrible accident. I suppose we can come back tomorrow, but the way it sounded when we got notice was that they may not live the night.
Oh, I see. They're one of them, are they? Oh. Alright then, I'll tell you what. Least you could do is wipe your hands down on this rag. We make everyone who comes in wipe their hands down on the rag, you know. Cleaner, innit, for the patient, so...
Yes, of course. I'll take the bloody rag and I'll wipe my hands down on it.
Why is it a bloody rag? What kind of people do you think we have in this hospital?
Well, I mean, the nurse was covered in blood stains. I figured she was using the rag to
Well,
wipe
she's a
them off.
fucking nurse! Not everyone who comes into the hospital is covered in blood!
Okay, I'll take the,
So you're saying it's a vomity rag?
It's a soiled rag.
I will wipe my hands clean with the soiled rag.
Yeah, do the same.
Okay. Go up the stairs, turn left, carry straight on.
Okay.
Alright, yeah, we do just that.
And eventually you'll find a ward for the terminally ill, which in this day and age outnumbers the ward for those people who are going to recover. It's extremely quiet, as you find the ward is filled with the poor and destitute. There's not even a doctor or nurse on duty. These people are left to their fate.
I'll look for someone who's sleeping, maybe with a wound or injury, but doesn't look like they have some sort of innate disease or illness.
Yeah, I think that'll be easy enough, you know, given enough time. You'll find someone who's asleep and has a large gash.
Yeah. And I will feed.
Okay, do your feeding rolls for me, please, both of you. That's why you went to the hospital, because you knew.
Yep.
And that's fine.
Trevor, stop feeling so proud of yourself.
Hmm.
I didn't have to do anything! Inspector Grey extends his fangs over the sleeping... yes, darling?
I would like to drain him. He's, dying.
Okay.
I want to put him out of his misery.
Yep, absolutely fine. Inspector Grey extends his fangs, plunging them straight into his victim's flesh. He looks nonchalantly as he drains the victim of all of his blood, satiating all of his hunger, but killing the man in the process. You may slake 5 hunger, but you take 2 humanity stains. Sir Drake also extends his fangs, plunging them straight into his sleeping victim. As he does so, his eyes blind over with rage and fury. He's incensed at the current situation, the indignity of having to feed on a sleeping victim. He drains his victim entirely of blood, slaking his hunger down to 0. However, as he does so, he takes his fangs back and finds that he has drained a woman. You will take 3 humanity stains for breaking your conviction and murdering an innocent.
You were all, don't kill an innocent!
Right, Nelson.
Just had to remind everybody, we're a bunch of friends playing a game, I had to laugh in your face for a second, sorry.
I just love the fact
Oh, serious.
Sir Drake was just sat there going, with this real serious, grave look, and you just knew something good was coming, and then in comes Alistair.
When I meet back up with Sir Drake, the hospital was a great idea. We certainly did these poor souls a favor.
Yeah, favor, right. Let's just get on with this, shall we?
Indeed.
But walk straight out.
And now, our favourite couple, Evelyn and Aldrich.
I would take. I don't know how far we are if you have to get a carriage, but I would like to go to what will soon be Evelyn's salon.
Spa.
You would have to take
Bah.
a carriage, a taxi. That's not an issue for you. I would assume that at all times Aldrich has his wallet on him with enough cash to
He
sustain.
bribes often,
Yeah.
so I would. Yeah, I think he carries a
Exactly.
good chunk on.
Exactly, so yeah. You instruct the taxi to take you and Evelyn. I can't even remember what we called it. A steam room! And I believe that was in the
There we go.
East End, wasn't it? That was the higher
I
class
just
one.
call it the spa.
Yeah,
This
East
was
End
the
Rough area,
nicer
sorry.
one.
So the
Yes, the
West
nicer
End,
one.
sorry.
Yeah, the East End one we actually went in and took over first.
That's correct.
This one was smoother, so I think we can have a easier time here.
The carriage
And we know
arrives.
it's ran by Thin Bloods.
The carriage arrives in the West End, amongst the many theatres and stage houses, and various restaurants of exotic natures. You direct the carriage to stop outside the steam room, exit the carriage, and head inside, where you're all met by a rather charming woman behind the reception desk. Good evening! Private room for 2?
Yes, please. Something private. Not for 2, though. We would like to be joined by perhaps 2 of your friendlier guests.
I understand, sir.
I giggle.
Would Madam care for a free poker on the house?
For what?
Trying to figure out what that means, and then
I
I'm
knew
like,
it,
are you
I
just
knew
making
it.
shit up?
Is this something I would know what it means?
Well,
Yes.
Discord's lagging a little bit right now, so you cut out after you run a free poke.
Oh,
Nothing.
a fire poker. Famous, of course, in this, and you would both know this, that was basically the big attraction for the steam room, was red hot pokers up your jacksie, your nether regions.
Of course we would know that. No.
Oh no, not tonight, thank you.
As you wish. I shall prepare one of the more mundane rooms for you. Would you have a preference for your company?
Yes, we would like to share share something to help us relax. I don't know what the slang term for opium would be in those days, but
I think it would
That's
just
what
be
I would ask.
opium. I'm not sure. It probably did have, but I mean, at this point of time as well, you can just say, "I want some opium."
Coffee.
2 opium, please.
No opium.
I would like one of your finest opium.
The good stuff, not the stuff you give the tourists.
Ah.
You sit down and wait a few moments in the reception area. A moment later, a fairly charming young man greets you and escorts you through the main hall that you recognize, but the decoration is of course not to either of your likings, and eventually are taken to a private room. You will be joined in just a moment with your requested companions and your entertainment for the night.
Let's
He
see.
Oh,
turns.
how delightful.
He turns and leaves, locking the door behind him to ensure privacy. Is there anything you wish to discuss before your meal arrives?
Comment on that. We really did turn this place around. I forgot how tacky the decorations were before you put your special touch on it.
So
I also-
much more classier now.
It really is. I forgot this building used to be primarily for sticking poke arrows up the arse of people. We really are helping class the place up.
I believe that is still service we offer. But now it's in a much more classy way. It's a spa treatment.
Of course. And then we charge more for it, I believe.
Oh yeah, definitely.
As your conversation ends, the door clicks open. And 2 plainly English people enter, a man and a woman. They each hold a vial, which you recognize instantly contains opium, bringing with them a pipe. They sit down next to each of you. The woman next to Aldrich, and the man next to Eveline. They place the pipe and the 2 vials on the table. And they begin flirtatiously running their hands and fingers over various parts of your upper torso.
I will. Okay, Shiver's gonna have to correct me on this because I don't actually know how you smoke opium. I will take the pipe, do whatever it is you need to do, and light it and hold it up to the man next to me.
I mean, that's pretty much what you do.
And do
It's
the
just-
opium thing.
It's just a different, it's a finer gauze because, according to legend that I've read on the internet, opium turns to liquid as you burn it.
So I am offering it to the gentleman next to me.
Yeah, he'll give you a slight surprised look and slight bewilderment, but he'll take it, smoke down on it, and then he'll offer it to you. not saying a word.
I will take it from him and give it to the person I'm about to feed off of instead.
Meanwhile, I will hum gently in his ear.
She'll give Aldrich a slightly wide-eyed look, and such a gentleman, and take the pipe and imbibe for herself, offering it back to you, Aldrich.
I will feed on her instead.
Okay. I would say that
I was gonna
Look
say.
at Eveline.
Wait, let's back up. I was gonna say I'll turn and meet Aldrich's eye.
He'll lift his
And
eye
then we
patch
look.
up, and then
very Pink Panther. Okay, so if you could both do your feeding roll for me, please.
I don't know
I
why
should
that
get ready for
happened.
that.
It didn't roll right for me. 1 second.
If it
Or
does
shouldn't
again,
be a
I have an
problem.
idea. I think I know why, actually.
Again. Oh, it's still doing it.
No problem. Hang on. Okay, try it now. Lovely.
Better.
Okay, first of all, Eveline extends her fangs, running her hand along the man's arm, pretending as if she were to kiss along his supple, young flesh. As he closes his eyes and leans back in ecstasy, her fangs extend out of her mouth, and she bites down hard on his arm, tapping into the vein and supping upon his vitae as he lets out a pleasurable sigh. You may slake to hunger. Aldrich, would you like a reroll?
I'll willpower one of those, see if I can get it. Oh,
Would you like success at cost?
is it pulse or kilometers? Sure.
Aldrich
I don't like that grin.
Yeah, I don't either.
Aldrich extends his own fangs as the woman is leaned back, her eyes closed, enjoying her current high as the opium runs through her own veins. He sinks his fangs deep into her flesh, penetrating her skin, and begins to sup upon her vitae. She also lets out a loud, pleasurable sigh as Aldrich satisfies his hunger. You may slake 2 hunger, and as you release the woman, who is caught up in a combination of pleasure from the kiss and a high from the opium, you look at her and realize how pitiful and ant-like she is. The beast inside of you screams. You can no longer use teamwork, and perform any action that avoids establishing dominance or challenging authority as a 2-dice penalty. This compulsion ends when you have won and gloated over it. You are suffering from the dominance compulsion.
That's what I was worried about.
Hey, it's been like 45 minutes. I forget mine. Well, I forget. When does mine end?
Yours ended when you walked out. Yours was the scene.
GG. I got to slap Thurston, okay. Just making sure. I thought that was the case. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that. Clean up. Get out.
I will attempt to grab his arm like usual as we walk out.
He'll kind of pause for a second, realizing how natural that used to be, and now it was like almost a reflex. Now he's probably only recently gotten out of it and catch himself. And yeah, but of course, offer his arm.
Is there anything you would like to discuss on your carriage ride back to the meeting point? Or would you like to all arrive together at the meeting point?
There is.
Okay.
Especially
Uh-oh.
with this new compulsion.
I feel like this is how we need to talk.
No, it's worse, maybe. I want to turn the carriage. I'll look over to her. Sir Drake, he brought up the house. Right, oh, never mind. I need to talk like that around you right now. Sorry. But, I mean, really, yourself and myself are the ones who got the worst of that deal, don't you think? We're the only ones still stuck there. And sure, Aldo said not to mess with things too much, but quite honestly, fuck him, right?
Is it
It's
there
probably
three of you walking there?
I think
look at
it's just us
Evelyn.
in the carriage right now.
Yeah, it's just Evelyn.
Oh.
This is Evelyn and Aldrich coming back from the steam
Gotcha.
room.
So I have half a mind to make a pit stop. And throw, what do they call them? The old Russian friends. A Molotov cocktail in the fucking window on the way. Did I not have these then?
Molotov cocktail came around in the Russian Revolution. That's
I
early
just came up
20th
with an
century.
idea for a name of thing that I want to use to throw in a window of a place. What are your thoughts? We're the ones who stand to lose the most or gain the most.
Who could trace it back to us? Who knows, whatever the others have done could have somehow sparked a fire in this house with us not having anything to do with it.
Right. If we could go about things as they were, but without that thing controlling us, imagine the possibilities.
I will miss Mr. Cuddles, though.
Oh, I can make you a new one. I'll tell the driver to go by the Whitechapel house instead.
Did you grab a bottle of liquor before we left?
Yeah, stop by a bar or something on the way to do that.
Yep, no problem. You arrive outside the familiar Whitechapel house, although its exterior is far more run down than you've seen it in recent months. The carriage comes to a halt, and you each exit out.
I thought we weren't leaving the carriage.
Well, I'll step out. I'm not going to do a drive-by just in case I fuck it up and burn us alive inside the carriage.
Yes.
I'll step out. Actually, I'd probably use, there were like oil lanterns then. I feel like if you throw a lantern, it could have a similar effect, right?
Yeah.
It feels more thematically. Yeah, so I'll grab one of those, so there'd be one like hanging off the carriage anyway. Step up and just look at the house.
Let's do it already.
Hang on. No. Fuck.
You took too long. And I get back in the carriage.
I just keep staring at the lantern back at the house. It's really
Come
Especially
on.
now, not liking the idea of something being in control of me. Yeah, begrudgingly get back into the carriage.
Did you do it?
No. He's still in there.
God damn it. Grab the lantern from him, run out of the carriage, throw it at the house, run back in the carriage.
Stop.
Yeah,
Before
you
you
were never
throw
going to
it.
throw this. Yeah.
Do a willpower check for me, please. What is your willpower at the moment?
6.
Oh, that's an automatic failure. Be
So
7 or
did the
more.
demon follow us in time? Because if not, shouldn't it have
Do you want the
reset?
long answer or the short answer?
Did it follow us through time?
No. No. Demons just exist. Time is just not an
Damn it.
issue for them. They just exist.
What was going on didn't matter until you got to the house and was about to catch it on fire. Is essentially what happened.
Yeah, I very much assumed we were going to get stopped one way or another. So thematically appropriate for the compulsion to have the thought.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. That's why I let you go for it.
Yeah.
And take Eveline down with you.
She sees weakness in you right now, so she's gonna do what you couldn't.
So does she like
Unfortunately.
step out and grab it and just
What happens?
stop as well?
Yeah, she steps out, and as she feels in her mind she is about to throw the lantern, an intangible force is almost pushing against her arm, and she simply cannot bring herself to do anything more than stare at the front door.
Aldrich just opened the carriage door. All right, come on in.
She doesn't say anything, she just sulks and gets in the carriage.
Question.
Yes,
Did we
darling.
all hear him say no?
Yes.
Oh god!
Good call.
You head back into the carriage. Would you like to head to the meeting point?
Yes.
And is there anything you wish to discuss en route?
No, I feel like we would just sort of
I'm gonna sulk in the
sulk.
corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting high, about to do something cool, then just getting shut down doesn't feel good. So we're just
It's like being
What
21
about it?
again. The carriage arrives at the meeting point, and you each step out, heading into the centre and meeting up with everybody else from the coterie.
Nod towards Aldrich as I see, and everyone sort of converging. You try and blow up the house yet?
I purposely just walk past.
I didn't hear what he said.
Oh. You try and blow up the house yet?
Yes.
Ah.
Wait, you tried and you couldn't?
Right.
I figured you would try.
You know me quite well, Cedric, don't you now?
Wait, who's the one that tried? Because she just walked by very mad. Was it her idea, or did she try?
Well, me and Miss Eveline were
Subject.
of one mind that it'd be a good idea.
Was a sound idea. I'm assuming he had other plans.
Yeah, which makes it a bad idea.
It wasn't a fucking bad idea. It was a good idea, but now we know how it works. We didn't know.
No, bad idea. Like, if Thurston was in a room with Proud Mary and he knew she was there, but he couldn't see her, and he decided to do something he wasn't supposed to do, it's a bad idea.
Oh, yeah, Thurston has bad ideas. I don't, and this wasn't one of them.
I disagree. But hey, good ideas don't work sometimes, so...
Alright, we'll go with that one. Alright, to the illusionist then.
Bollocks.
I look up to the sky. I had nothing to do with this. Don't hurt me while I sleep, please. Shiver's got a funny
for
message.
not being completely prepared. Shit, where's the bloody buggering
Some
thing?
tracks have been important.
So, as your discussion finishes, Aldrich and Eveline hear a noise piercing through their skulls.
It's worse than the music. Make it stop.
What?
Your hunger has increased by 1, and your willpower has decreased by 1.
What happened? I didn't hear it.
Did you not hear that?
Punishing us.
No.
Headache.
Oh, this music? Yeah. If I didn't already hear voices in my head, this music would make me go crazy too.
Try hearing music in your head all the time.
What's his excuse? What to Aldrich?
Try listening to you lot all the time. It's even worse.
I mean, we could say that about you, but okay.
At that point, I start pointedly singing along with the carolers.
Do you
We have to
think
walk.
it's time we look into this illusionist?
It's been time. We've said it a couple times. We're just not going.
I assume we're on the way.
Yeah, I'd say you could have some of this discussion on the way.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything you wish to talk about on your moderate walk to Covent Garden?
Yeah. Anybody have an idea what the hell we're doing?
Not in the slightest.
Trying to get back to our normal
future?
time where we left.
Okay, hold on. So I'm supposed to open a box.
I thought you were told not that you shouldn't open the box, but you are going to anyways.
Oh, in telling him not to do something, he's going to fucking do it. I don't
Fair.
doubt that was Aldo's plan.
Right, we're supposed to hurt something, right? Something that can send us back.
Am I supposed to hurt this box?
Why, Alistair is supposed to open a box that shouldn't be opened. So I would think really the way to stick it to Aldo would be to not open the box.
But what if time paradox? You all were so worried about this. I mean, I intentionally
He
didn't.
specifically said something about something needing to be a weakened power to send us back, right?
Guys, we're going to go meet Pandora.
You think this has something to do with her box?
Who has a box that shouldn't be opened?
She does fancy Alistair a bit.
That's the
Makes sense.
craziest thing I've ever heard. She's oh wait, we're in the past.
Aldo does like speaking in riddles.
Yeah, I really hate that. We should stop talking to him.
I've tried.
Trying to
Yeah, have you ever tried to stop talk? Randomly shows up out of nowhere.
Well, yeah, but just because he's here doesn't mean we have to talk to him.
Next time I'll scream.
Or we could just walk away or turn away from him. Let's try that next time. Next time he shows up, we'll just turn our backs to him and don't talk.
Like Mean Girls. We're not talking to you.
La 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 la.
Sit with us, definitely. Alright, well... You know her better than the rest of us. And nod to Alistair. Where would she be?
Where would I be?
Pandora, you dimwit.
I don't
Shouldn't
think
we
she's
go
here.
see this illusionist first?
I think, yeah. Wow. I looked at Eveline. Wow. Congratulations.
What?
You really steered him off track. Even I can't do that. I pick up a snowball and throw it at somebody. In the coterie, not a random person walking down the street.
You did have to clarify that.
Yeah, that obviously that's going to be free. Take your pick. As if we don't know.
Probably Eveline, actually. Yeah. Not maliciously, though, but more like playful like this time.
Does it hit me?
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't throw it at your head. Yeah.
I then also make a snowball and throw it back at him.
Yeah. And we do this until we get to the illusionist.
Okay. The coterie walk through the city, throwing the odd snowball at each other. The odd group of carol singers and street performers attract large groups of people away from their busy shopping. The coterie make their way through the busy crowds who are focused on shopping for food or listening, watching intently the performances put on to celebrate the upcoming holiday. Finally, they arrive at Covent Garden. The whole street is laid out with market stalls working late to make the most of the rush of people looking to buy seasonal foods, fruits and vegetables imported from all around the globe and sold here for the benefit of the affluent members of London's higher class. Watching over the grand spectacle of sales is St. Paul's Cathedral, the area shadowed by the imposing dome. On the other side of the market is a large gate and group of people awaiting the next fresh delivery straight from the docks. Down the middle of the gangway, splitting the market stall rows like a parting of the seas, are various performers plying their trade, hoping to scrounge some off the runoff from the huge spending habits of the decadent.
I suppose the illusionist will be here. I want to look around to see if I see anyone who has a stall telling about illusions or afflictions or something like that.
That's close enough for me. Do wits and awareness, please. Or would you prefer intelligence and awareness?
Wits and awareness works.
That's fine. Inspector Grey runs his eyes over the various stalls and then the performers. Eventually, he lays his eyes upon one that seems very familiar to him and catches sight of the mesmerizing Matthias. Yes, Eveline.
No, you already answered my question. No, you answered my question.
Alistair. Do you think that's the same mesmerizing Matthias as the mesmerizing Matthias we know?
Why are you asking me? She's the one that can tell the future. I point to Eveline.
The one that sees the future.
You just said we're coming to see Pandora. Why else would he be here?
That's just because I'm smarter than you.
Aldrich's immediately going to approach this guy.
He's in the middle of plying his trade, but looks up at you, nods his head in greeting and
Look at him.
smiles.
Right, show's over. We need to talk.
Okay. What's up? Oh, that's very modern.
You have someone.
How may I
nearby.
be of assistance to you, sir?
Right, we've got to talk about business. It's over here. See if you'll follow me to an alleyway.
Mark, my navigational skills of Covent Garden are a bit rusty. It's been many years since I've been to Covent. Are there alleyways at Covent Garden? I remember it just being basically fucking open.
It's an open market, but I mean around.
Go behind a tent.
There's enough quiet corners. Yeah, you could do it.
Yeah,
just something along those lines.
Yeah, I mean, if you want a dark
yeah.
alleyway, you're going to have to go to a brothel for that in this time of year.
Yeah, just somewhere out of the way.
Yeah.
And once we're there, I'll just. Well, where's Pandora?
I'm sorry, sir. I'm not familiar with Pandora. Are you talking of the legend?
Oh god,
No.
I bet this is when they meet.
Let's
Do I hear this?
Yeah.
I'm assuming we all followed him.
Yeah.
I would go up to Aldrich here. Sandra Green.
What?
Her name is Sandra Green. He may not know her as Pandora.
Sandra
We
Green.
use.
Yeah. Sandra Green. Where is she?
Oh, Sandra! How do you know Sandra? We've only recently started courting. Charming woman.
Where is she?
Well, it's not becoming for a gentleman to know a lady's address at such an early time in a relationship.
Do you have plans to meet with her soon?
Yes, in fact. Funny you bring that up. Strangely enough, all of our dates have always been at night. Eccentric woman. Stunning, though.
I mean, you're here at night. Some people are just nocturnal.
I suppose,
wait,
sir.
Where
Gaslight.
and when are you meeting her?
Oh, about 3 nights from now? And we were to meet over in the West End, outside one of the many playhouses.
You sure you don't know where she lives?
I assure you, sir, it would be scandalous for me to know such knowledge of her at this point in such an early relationship.
He's not wrong.
You know what else is scandalous? I haven't even introduced myself. I'm sorry. The name is... I'll just reach out my hand to shake it. What was your name again, sir?
I am the mesmerizing Matthias.
Yeah, I'll put my hand out to shake.
And, yeah, he will naturally, of course, return the handshake.
I am going to be a problem for you. And I'm just going to squeeze and break his fingers in my hand.
Yeah, you don't
A
need to
good
roll
hand.
for that. That's absolutely a free action. And you crush virtually every single bone in his hand. He lets out a scream of pain and winces, cradling the injured hand. What is the meaning of this? What is...
I put my other hand over his mouth.
I look at the
What?
inspector. Why are we mad at him?
I
Cruel.
don't understand what's going on.
Is Aldrich's wallet in anywhere I can easily access?
Roll a constitution check, Aldrich. Is that
I would
wallet
say-
or
I
your
don't think...
penis?
where do people keep their wallet? Like maybe inside a vest?
Would it just be a pocket, or would
Yeah,
it?
it'd be
Vest pocket, maybe?
trouser pocket,
Probably inside
vest
his vest.
pocket. Yeah. Hard to pickpocket,
I would
but
like to
not
grab-
impossible.
And he probably wouldn't be expecting me to do it, so I would like to grab his wallet.
I would like you to roll. Dexterity and larceny.
Trying to get rid of this
hits.
compulsion, and I might have to turn it on you.
Yeah, but you just like attacked poor
I-
old Matthias. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the compulsion.
So,
And
We're all
Aldrich,
you're like, what?
Wits and awareness.
So gonna fail at this.
What? Ew.
Luckily, I'm very bad at this.
Yeah, but I think Eveline can easily use her charms to
Oh.
get out of it. Eveline attempts to lift Aldrich's wallet out of his pocket. Unfortunately, she is unable to get anywhere near to his wallet. His senses give him the nearest opportunity to find that she is approaching him in an almost unladylike manner.
Probably instinctually, his hand would immediately let go, and if she's going for a wall, would reach out and grab her by the throat.
The moment his hand went for a throat, I'd be grabbing him by the wrist, that same wrist, just try and stop him.
And in this whole kerfuffle, is anyone watching Matthias?
Yeah, I think I'd be keeping my eye on Matthias.
Okay, so Matthias is going to try and leg it. Inspector Grey and Alistair, I don't think you even need to roll for that because, you, like you say, you are watching him, so you will pounce on him, restrain him, hold him down.
No, I would let him go.
I'm doing the grab of grab the back of his collar thing, so he's trying to run and can't get anywhere.
The inspector might grab him, but I would let him go. After
Oh,
what
okay.
just
Well,
happened.
would you like to restrain him and stop him from running, Inspector?
I'm thinking. Yeah, I think I'll try to stop him.
Okay.
Hold now. I'll try to stop him and I'll say, Matthias, please. Let me try to treat your injured hand. I am terribly sorry for what's happened.
Eveline is, I'd say the brawl, to grab her throat, is going to be an automatic success. So Drake, what were you doing to react?
Well, if he's going for the throat, so Drake would be grabbing Aldrich by that throat grabbing hand to prevent.
In that case,
Said choke.
Aldrich, strength and brawl, and Sir Drake, dexterity and brawl. Eveline, you're just going to enjoy two men fighting over you.
You guys remember that that night that everybody was trying to bite each other and Xavier was just standing there like
I really shouldn't be here.
This is not good.
this is That's a lot of dice between you two. Holy crap.
Would you like to stick with it, Sir Drake?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Aldrich thrusts his hand through the air so fast that Sir Drake's attempt to try and grapple him back is unsuccessful. Aldrich successfully grasps Eveline's throat firmly.
Just be a
I would
moment
like
looking at.
to-
Oh, go ahead.
I would like to grab the scissors out of my dress and stab his arm.
Well, why is this turning? I don't know what it do. Has glowed over a mortal. Okay.
Strength! Melee! Aldrich, you could probably react in such a way to be able to get out the way of her strike if you want to, or you can do something worse.
No, I'm going to let her stab me.
Okay, strength, melee, Eveline. You've done it. 4.
Already did.
So that's going to be 4. And what's the scissors plus 2 damage?
Think so. Let me double check.
Scissors?
Oh, it's going to get
Yeah,
worse.
plus 2 light piercing damage.
No, they're
Okay.
big scissors.
So, and
I'd
this
say
is the
that's
first time.
Yeah.
sword.
Yeah, they're
damage.
stabby.
This is
Well,
the
they're
first
kind
time.
of a sword shaped like scissors.
This is the first time you've actually used the scissors on a
Oh.
victim with blood.
Oh. Oh.
So, first of all, Eveline extracts the scissors and stabs them straight into Aldrich's arm. just barely piercing his flesh, and does 4, half, 4, half 2, 2, oh no, I can't maths, 6, 3 superficial damage overall to Aldrich, because it's hard for players. However, as Eveline plunges the scissors and they become stained with blood, she feels some glow with a strange warmth in her hand. From now on, your scissors will do +4 damage to all kindred.
Damn.
I go up and put my hand on Aldrich's shoulder and say, "It's just a game. Why you have to be mad? You should forget about it." And I'm going to cast Cloud Memory.
But do I get to react to anything? I feel like everyone's doing something when all I did was put a hand out. I wanted to respond.
Yeah, you can.
Fine.
Yeah, you can. I mean, you can first of all, you can resist the thing. Plus 4 damage.
You could have resisted me stabbing you.
Yeah, you could have reacted to her.
Oh yeah,
attacking you.
because I have a different reaction to it. So it's not like I gave up my turn. I wanted to speak to her instead.
Okay.
So I'd be saying something as you're doing this.
You want to
you
quickly say something, and we'll see if Alistair still, because he probably will want to do Cloud Memory on you afterwards.
Yeah, he'll just watch as he stabs into him. Right, don't sneak up on me and go for my wallet like that. That's instincts. I'm sorry for getting rough with you. I'll let go of her throat. But I will be putting that hand on the scissors that are in me. Maybe I should hang on to these for a while.
I am not letting go of those scissors.
I will be just going to take them from her hand then. Right,
it's Cloud Memory.
Yeah, show me Cloud Memory, please, Alistair. We'll see if that's a success before we get to the scissors versus scissors contact.
The scissor fight.
Yeah. Which is not as exciting as I thought it would be. Alistair, Charisma, Dominate. Aldrich, Wits, Resolve.
Pretty low.
So you also have to make eye contact with me for this, because it's Dominate. So Dominate only works through voice only once you have the presence power with it.
And I just touched you. I'm looking at you.
Yeah, I mean,
I have no. I'm in an intense stare down with Eveline.
He would be able to move himself, so he's in such a way that he's probably behind Eveline.
I'd be able to just not look at him, because I know that Alistair does this.
I don't do this. It's fine. It's fine. I don't do it. It's fine.
It could be a roll off, but
it's fine. No, well, we do a roll off. That's the thing. But no, it's fine. I don't do it. It's becoming. I just want to advance the story. It's fine.
This would reset it. That's why I'm trying to move past it.
That's the point. That's the reason I do this, is to avoid you all from being involved in these situations, so we can. I've done this before with somebody that was under a beast compulsion.
Would it get rid of my compulsion?
It would just make you forget about the situation. It resets that, so you can go and do something else. But right now, you're fighting with Eveline.
From this to me going,
it's fine. I don't do it. I don't do it. I don't do it.
Me,
it's fine.
I'll make it a roll off. So I forget the last few moments. So then
we'll make it so.
I don't know what happens from here then.
You forget grasping Eveline by her throat, and the reason that you want the scissors, only that you're attempting to grasp them from Eveline. You do remember
confronting Cloud Memory.
Matthias.
It's you hear me, you forget. I'm not rewriting your memories, so I don't need to stare you in the eyes to make you. You just forget. I tell you to forget. You forget the last couple minutes.
Yeah, it's still eye contact, but yeah. So yeah,
dementation, I don't need eye contact. I have to see them.
Dementation
isn't. They hear me.
strictly speaking, a
Humantation.
dominate.
So
Okay,
I
it's an
don't
outlier.
have the scissors, and I bet I know I've been stabbed by Evelyn. Like this is gonna get worse.
You'll forget everything from the moment you tried to grasp, and including grasping her throat.
So I come to, freshly stabbed, Evelyn holding scissors, Alistair behind her, Sir Drake's hand on me.
And still with the bestial compulsion.
Yeah, this is
Nah,
a million times worse. Oh,
And,
okay.
and Inspector Grey restraining the mortal Matthias.
Yeah. Okay.
In the
Right.
kerfuffle. Oh, no, okay.
The fuck's going on?
Hopefully I could wrestle the scissors out and put them back at this point. We have interrupted this poor man during the middle of how he makes his living and now crippled him. He deserves a tip.
You stabbed me over a mortal.
No, I stabbed you over something else. But
Why don't I remember this?
I must do funny things to your brain.
As you
Right.
As you converse, you notice, beginning to walk towards you, five fairly smartly dressed men. One wearing a stovepipe hat and black suit. He approaches you, and you recognize Mr. Hythe, the man who was squatting in the theatre that came under Aldrich's purview. Am I interrupting? It seems most dramatic. You merely caught my attention because you seem familiar to me? Or am I familiar to you? Are you supposed to be here? There seems something off about all of you. Although that could be my eyes. You have wonderful eyes, he says as he looks at Inspector Grey. Your eyes have seen some wonderful sights, both beautiful and macabre. They would make interesting additions to my collection.
I'm sorry, but my eyes are not for sale.
A shame. But who are you all? What are your names?
You can call me Gray. And this here is our friend Matthias. He's there was a disagreement and his hand is hurt. I'm trying to assist him in fixing it.
And your companions. Your colourful, colourful companions.
Why don't you go first?
Me? I am Mr. Hythe.
And what brings you to Covent Garden this evening, Mr. Hythe?
It's a pleasant evening for a walk. I felt the compulsion to come here. No. Something else guided my feet this night, as if it was part of some great density. Destiny. Now, you?
No,
Who are you?
fine.
Who are you all? You look like such wonderful, charismatic people.
Curtsy towards him and say, Natalia, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Sorry, did you say what name?
Natalia.
Natalia. Natalia, a wonderful name. That's exotic in its origin. Certainly not of this isle. A pleasure. Everyone else?
I'm Durston.
You gonna do that?
Wonderful to make your
Very-
acquaintance, Master Durston.
Yes, it's a very common name, though. Fortunately.
Mark. I put my hand up.
He returns a handshake. Mr. Hythe? Who is this large bestial-like fella?
Seward, Dr. Seward.
Ah, Doctor, marvellous. How come you aren't the one helping this poor unfortunate?
I'm not that sort of doctor.
Ah. And your final companion? An interesting get-up you have there.
Right, I'm not exactly in the mood for this. I've been stabbed. This bloke's hurt. I'm gonna get us some help. I'm gonna just step forward and lift this dude up by his shirt. The illusionist.
Yeah.
And begin just sort of pulling him along and walking off.
I'll follow them.
Fascinating creatures you all are. Well, keep your secrets. If I see you again in the future, or you see me again in the future, whichever comes first, it'll be a pleasure to assist you. I feel it's part of my duty. And he'll tip his hat and wander off. Oh, by the way, it seems that you've earned the angst of some of the locals. Good evening. And he swings his cane as he walks.
Quick glance about to see who he was referring to.
Well, first of all, where's Aldrich going with Matthias?
Just away. Somewhere. Well, out of the park even if we need to go.
Okay. Out of each corner, coming closer and closer and surrounding you are 5 gentlemen. I need you each to make a resolve and composure roll, please.
Oh, boy. Oh, I'm not bad at those.
I would like to reroll. There we go.
So,
What's it again? Just for the sake
Resolve.
of certain powers.
resolve and composure.
I think I'm gonna do a willpower roll for mine.
The dice are trying to kill me.
Oh,
Wait.
you can't even undo that either.
No, the dice have decided Aldrich just needs to go nuclear, apparently.
It's not
Okay.
Aldrich's night.
Everyone who rolled less than 3 is rooted to the spot.
Do I roll less than 3 after the rerolls?
I think I got exactly 3.
Shiv, fortitude or no?
Most definitely not.
Yeah, Evelyn, you're good.
Yeah, I'm good. I think it's only Alistair.
Is it only Alistair?
Thurston's good too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's only Alistair that's rooted to the spot.
And Inspector.
I did a willpower roll.
No,
Oh,
he
that's the
rerolled.
reroll. Got it. Oh, yeah.
Particularly large man with a long cane steps out. Sirs and madam, you have meddled with church business. Unhand that man and explain yourselves.
How many people in in Covent Garden at this
Oh,
point?
there is quite a few people on the market stalls. You're sort of around the corner, just out of sight of the majority of the crowd, but close enough that these guys obviously saw you and picked up on what was going on.
Is there people milling about?
I mean, there's the odd person milling around. They're not really in the vicinity, though.
What? I'm gonna fire a gun up in the air.
Okay.
Try and cause a panic.
As the dude asks us to explain, I'll cross my arms and look at Aldrich like, go ahead.
And Aldrich hasn't stopped tugging this person along. He didn't care who the fuck's talking to him.
You'll hear the crowd sort of dispersing from the market. One of the men approaches out Aldrich directly. You have been asked to stop and explain yourself, sir. Unhand him.
Not saying a word, just dragging this guy along unless they're going to physically try to stop me.
As you ignore him, he will attempt to restrain you. So we'll do a strength and brawl contest because grappling. I'm going to re-roll.
Why is he getting all of his messy criticals?
Bye timeline.
2 in a row. So I don't know what's happening.
I got this. The man attempts to restrain you. In your beast-like state and anger, you brush him off. Bring Matthias up to face him, dangling him in front of this mysterious man like a plaything. Extend your fangs and sink your teeth directly into Matthias, draining him in front of the mortal. You may slake 5 hunger, and you will take 2 humanity stains. You discard Matthias's corpse with disdain as the man stands in front of you with a shocked look upon his face.
Can he gloat over this?
Actually, yeah. I don't see why he shouldn't be able to, yeah.
Can we get rid of this bestial compulsion?
Good call.
So is Matthias not the person that tried to stop me who I drained?
Matthias is the one you drained, and it was someone else completely that tried to restrain you and stop you, and you, in a show of domineering force, just picked up Matthias, dangled him in front of a mysterious man, and drained Matthias in front of him.
No one reacted to a gun going off in the middle of
I said they all
People fled.
ran off. You can hear the screams and people running.
Just
But
us,
not these
us
people.
and the church.
Right, okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
We'll drop them. Look at this individual. Say, you humans mean fucking nothing to me. You want to be next.
What in the bloody hell is wrong with you?
So we turned it. Well, it depends. Am I the dominance compulsion over, or am I still under go? I don't know since they keep stacking. Your call.
I'd say that your dominance is over now because destroying Matthias like that will count that.
Inspector would sigh heavily. Well, we can't allow this breach. And then I will throw some daggers at one of the churchmen.
Okay. Do for me Dexterity, athletics, please.
Oh, Dexter. Wait, okay.
Stick it with it, or would you
Actually,
like to reroll?
I'm gonna do a willpower.
Well, are
Yeah.
you sure you want to? You don't have to.
That's a pretty bad roll. Yeah, well.
Okay. Inspector Gray reaches into his jacket pocket and pulls out a shining blade, throwing it directly at one of the mystery men in front of him. It impacts upon his shoulder, and the men begin to advance towards the coterie, picking one each. As they do so, out of nowhere, a large gang of thugs come charging out, overwhelming the church clergy members, driving them off and carrying them away in a relatively large crowd. Bringing up the rear is a man the coterie don't recognize, but is dressed fairly well. He greets them with an American accent and says, "Good evening. My name is Aldrich. I saw you're in a spot of bother and had my friendly medicine men give you a hand. Let us depart before they return, though. And we'll take a break here." So we shall be right back.
What is going on?
Hey, I poke.
First to Aldrich, then over to the new one, and then just back again.
I seem to be missing something. You all seem to be stricken with a spell of curiosity or confusion.
What's your name again?
Aldrich.
I love it when he does that.
Why does that seem
Stupid
so...
question. And I look at our Aldrich. What's your name?
Right, you know the answer to that.
I point to the new. I point over to the new Aldrich. How good are you at French accent?
I would say it's probably very poor. Poor enough to the point where I wouldn't embarrass myself.
I know the
Like
feeling.
me.
I mean, it's not unusual for two people to have the same name. I mean, if I had a pence for every William or John.
Just picked out books that are basically in, or names that are in the Bible. Aldrich's not one of those.
Right, Aldrich, where are you taking us again?
Well, it seems that you all had the unique ability to piss off the church faster than I've seen any of the locals do it in quite a short amount of time, so I sent some of my men in to help you out of a sticky situation. I don't like to see the church swing their power around more than anyone else does, so for now, unless you all have a haven of safekeeping which you would like to reside in, I offer my home for the time while you get your heads together and figure out whatever it is you'd like to do with the rest of your time spent here.
Hey, Shipper.
Yes.
Can I scry the soul on Aldrich, new Aldrich, to see if he's kindred or not?
Show me Scry the Soul.
Oh, you beat me to it.
Yeah, just about that.
This is exactly why I got it, so I no longer have to wait for you to do something. Love you.
I mean, you're going to get his aura, his psyche, and emotional state, but you're not going to get like his backstory or anything.
No, I just want to know if he's kindred. That'll tell me that. It'll tell me if he's.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's not even any point in rolling it if that's what you want to know. Yes,
I just want to make sure.
You'll be able to tell from the aura. Yeah. Sorry, I just wanted to clarify. You'll be able to tell from his aura that he is most definitely kindred.
I won't say anything. I just we're following some random person, like, and Aldrich just drained somebody. You probably saw it, so I wanted to make sure we didn't have to kill him.
Aldrich, from which
Masquerade.
clan do you hail, if I may ask?
Ventru?
Of course.
Right, you look the type. I can see that. But
Wait.
Oh.
We're all, vampires, right?
we're all part of the same club.
Like, look around
Yeah, we're all
and like raise my eyebrow. And I was just making sure, you don't usually watch a man hold up another man as if he was a paperweight and drain him of all of his blood in the middle of the street like it was nothing.
Well, that was quite vampiric of me, I admit.
I mean, I've seen some things. There's a new drug going around that makes the humans act quite peculiarly, but I was just making sure that we are all the same nature.
I hear if you sniff the salt before it's actually bottled and given to you to take home to season, it'll go crazy and eat a man's face.
And for some reason, they never have shirts on.
Yeah.
What is that?
Oh, that brings up a good point. Aldrich, where's your coterie? You have Malkavian with you.
These are words that escape me as Michael, but not my character, perhaps?
I'm a Malk. We're crazy.
Coterie is the VTM equivalent
It's a
of party.
type of vampire.
Okay.
Malkavian is a clan.
So,
I'm pretty sure that
My
because you
entity.
were with your backstory, it fits if you, as your character, doesn't know those words either.
okay, cool. Then I just look at you peculiarly. I'm not sure what you mean.
Fuck. This might be the better timeline. I don't want to take this from you.
The excitement of discovery.
Do you know what the Camarilla is?
Don't ruin it for him. I'd rather not know that.
Mr. Storyteller, do I know what a Camarilla is? There's a lot of unique phrases and terms that you are throwing around, but I believe that it is just because you are an eccentric bunch.
I look at Thurston. We're in London, right?
Why would you even need to know? Of course we're in London.
Well,
I'm as
yeah, but the
confused as
Camarilla
you
was
are.
here. Yeah, so
I feel like a certain kindred could probably get away with staying under the Camarilla's air of influence because radar wasn't invented yet.
What?
Perhaps.
Ventru?
If you don't mind my asking, good Aldrich, do you know who turned you? Your sire, so to say.
Alright, first of all, why is he good, Aldrich? What does
Well,
that make me, Inspector?
you're just normal.
I'll pat Aldrich on the knee.
Which
I'm
one?
sorry, sir. You've been referred
Well,
to as...
our Aldrich.
Aldrich, I believe I've referred to you as my good sir, too, as well. in the
Yes, I
past.
extend a hand forward and I go, Aldrich. And you are, good sir?
You can call me Gray.
Gray. My sire, so to speak, he was a man shrouded in mystery. He went by the name of Calvar. I have very few and distant, foggy memories of him. I believe that I was never properly inducted into any sort of clan, per se, as he died before the whole formal process could take fruition, as they say.
Yes, not having someone there to teach you the ways can be quite difficult. I was that way for quite a time.
Yes, it was, I believe my life, started in New York, I believe. And then one thing led to another. I died, as you do, to become the way that we are. And, well, I took to it my second, a very, very intelligent, very learned person. His name was Eddie. He's my second. He's the man driving the carriage right now. He's my second in command, and me and him started a new life here in London. We've took to the ways, and he keeps my secret secret, and, well, I keep his secret secret as well. Human, though.
Oh, you
still.
haven't seen the prince.
Seen a what?
The prince. If you're new to town, you must introduce yourself to the prince.
These
Carriage.
This formality escapes me.
The carriage suddenly crashes, topples over,
Eddie,
and a side door. Eddie was 2 days away from retirement. The side door is ripped open, and before anyone can react, each member of the coterie has a bag shoved over their head, and some kind of heavy rope restraint tying their hands behind their back.
Harder, tighter.
Is there
I scream.
Let me finish my fucking narration. You weren't even meant to be speaking there. They are taken against their will.
No
And deposited. I mean, let's face it, Eveline. If anyone's gonna, if you're gonna be tied up with a bag over your head, you're not gonna scream. You're gonna moan. They are taken against their will and deposited some time later.
No, Eveline's kinks.
I noticed how
he
you were
meant
very
to say-
specific about
he meant-
Eveline's kinks.
He meant to say Alistair, though, because that's totally his thing.
The bags are removed from their head as each member of the coterie finds themselves, still with their hands tied, in a cell. Strange scene. The coterie have been split into groups. The two Aldrichs have been paired together. Sir Drake is with Alistair and Eveline, and Inspector Grey is placed with Thurston. There are 6 cells in total, each with open bars between them, so the coterie can at least see and talk to each other. However, the doors are lined solid, with a thick, cold iron door keeping the coterie from freedom. Above each door is a strange symbol, similar to a castle tower's ramparts, with odd, inverted, almost cross-like symbols underneath. In one of the cells, surrounded by the coterie, is what appears to be an older man, sat with his knees to his chest in the middle of the cell floor.
Can I heal during this?
Yes.
Good point.
Superficial
I'd like to heal too.
is one. Of course, it's superficial. One rouse check for me, please.
Yeah, I'm going to
Okay.
as well. Just because.
Should have got possession last week.
Glad you didn't.
I'm
you
gonna
said that
Would it be
the,
useful?
He's like, glad you didn't. Yeah, me too. It's okay.
you said that the old man is in his own cell, right?
Yes.
Nice. Still at 100-0.
Okay.
The 3 of those.
Excuse me, sir. Have you stayed here long? Do you know when the room service is going to arrive?
Long room
Yes.
service.
Length of time people come.
Time has little to no meaning in this place. I could have been here 5 minutes or 100 years.
Not for me, thank you very much. Start inspecting the integrity of the cell.
Is your name Aldo by any chance, and you just look different without the robe? Because you
No, my
both
name is
speak in those.
Cranix.
I quite like that name.
Is that Aldrich Sire's name?
Nope.
That was a different.
Inspecting the cell. Yeah, that's a free action. As far as you can tell, it's fairly solid. A very thick iron door set in the stone. You might be able to, if you tried, for long enough as well, release the bars between the cells, but that would only allow you movement between the cells and nothing more.
I'll say, good Aldrich, do you know what the fuck's going on here?
It's not the first time I've been bound and tied and thrown in a cell. I assume we just wait around and wait for the person responsible to make their grand entrance, explain what's going on, and then we figure out what to do from there.
Hey, Sir Drake. You know what that symbol is?
Do I?
Intelligence and occult for
No,
me,
the way.
please.
You say a cult?
Yes.
Mighty.
I remembered you were good in that.
Well, I've got 2 dots, but yeah.
Oh.
Would you like to stick with it or reroll?
Yeah, let's do a reroll. There's only 2 of them in it.
Wonderful. You stare at the symbol for quite some time. It's on the tip of your tongue what it is, and eventually it comes back to you from one of your very few lessons on the subject. You recognize the symbol of the demon Belial.
Demonic. Babe, no.
Aldrich?
Baphomet, no. Belial.
I was hoping they'd both say yeah at the same time. No, not you, other one.
Oh,
Oh, yeah?
Sir Drake says that symbol is Belial.
Like a demon.
Yeah, you know, like, and I almost say ours, and I stop.
Oh, good Aldrich. Where do you live? What house do you reside in? And is it possessed by a demon?
well, I had an ex-wife, so can't say it's possessed anymore. But, no demonic, I mean, typically you just don't want to be associated with things like that because, you know, the church is always watching, as they say. But, no association.
You're not caught up with this stuff, then. Interesting.
No. The only thing I've been caught up in is a bad game of cards last week.
You really might have a better life than me.
You'll notice as well the old man in rags is currently standing up, leant against the back of his cell, staring at you all as you're talking about Belial.
You have something to say?
How much do you know of Belial?
That's his mark.
Yes. Are you aware that he is a monster that devours anything in its path?
Well, he's a demon, yeah.
Not just a demon. If the lore and the legend are true, he was the second most powerful demon to have existed.
Why would his mark be on these cells?
Because this place is some sort of cult devoted to his worship and existence.
I see. Why are you imprisoned?
I was a learned fellow. And before the man can finish saying anything, his door is slammed open, and several men burst in, carrying him out as he screams, "Stop! I'm the last survivor of Lithone!" Just before the door is slammed shut, a hooded figure turns to the coterie in the doorway and says,
"Soon you too shall receive your sentence."
That's too damn quiet. Thanks, Roll20.
You too shall receive your sentence?
Yes.
Don't you come over here and say that.
The door is slammed shut, and a few seconds later, and this is going to be stupidly quiet, you hear,
"Spare me this mockery of justice!" "Feed him to the shark."
and the man's watery screams echo through the cells as the coterie hear him being torn apart and the frantic splashing of water.
What the actual fuck is going on here?
Are we going to be sacrificed to a demon?
I'm not.
Bloody hell we are!
You can fucking try.
Endymion,
Kind of fun, though.
are you there?
We might have pissed him off.
He might be getting drunk.
Do demons get drunk?
I think this one trumps ours. I'm getting the fuck out of this, though.
Someone
Gonna-
higher up in management has told our usual landlord to step down.
I'm gonna push myself against the bars. Use vicissitude to try to make my body a little more malleable, skinnier. Redistribute things as I go to see if I'm able to just force a limited time, changing my body as I do so to push myself through the bars.
Probably see him try and do this and help him try and pry the bars
Yeah.
open.
We're not in the same cell, are we?
Aldrich is with Aldrich. Inspector
Yeah.
Gray.
Oh, of course he is. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any point in rolling for it either. I think that would be a success given time, that you would just be able to, what is it, Mr. Toombs style, fit between the gap. And you would find yourself in the same cell as...
Will be a rouse check, so let me do that. Messy criticals, here we go.
as Sir Drake, Alistair, and Eveline.
Oh, I guess you could have helped, yeah.
And just as... I'm getting hunger. And just as you walk in, the cell to Inspector Gray and Thurston's door is opened. As with Cranix, men swoop into the cell, as the binds tying the pair's hands together seems to glow and tighten with a vague purple energy. The pair are escorted out onto a long metal platform and left alone. About 5 meters in front of them, behind a large, intricately decorated stand, is a hooded man with a gavel placed before him. Between the twisted judge and the two kindred is another large hooded figure. As the coterie struggle with their bonds, the man speaks to them.
Before His Imperial Majesty delivers a verdict, would you like to beg for your lives? It sometimes helps, but not often.
Excuse me, but, could you explain what's going on? I'm quite curious.
The man turns to you and simply says, "Silence, or you will be held in contempt of this court." And as you have chosen not to plead for your lives...
Has the Imperial Magistrate reached a verdict? I have. Guilty or innocent? Innocent. Feed him to the shark.
The metal platform gives way, dropping the two down. As they fall, their bindings seem to come loose, freeing them just before they crash through the water and into a pool with a large, malformed shark with nearly meter-long teeth and pure black skin. It rushes towards them with its maw open to swallow them whole.
What in the world?
Shark.
I guess I attempt to stab it.
It's only Inspector Gray and Thurston that are with the shark, right?
Yeah. I can't really do anything other than defend myself at the moment that I know of.
You can punch you on the nose.
With my sword, yeah.
Where did this sword come from?
Were we relieved of our items? Duh, that makes sense.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, the demon has been alive since before time. It's kind of standard procedure to remove prisoners' weaponry, you know.
No, yeah, that track.
Yeah,
because we're kind of in a pit that,
Country, you know exactly the situation you're in.
Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, I punch it in the nose.
All right.
Or attempt to.
And it's going to try and bite you at the same time. So do strength and brawl for me, please, Thurston.
Yeah. Okay. Oh.
Thurston attempts to punch the over-exaggerated shark as hard as he can in its face. Unfortunately, it is far too powerful and in its own territory. It manages to bite on Thurston's arm just as he's retracting it, and you take 1 superficial damage. Inspector Gray.
Okay.
Can I use corrosive vitae? I think I. Yeah, because I think I want to try to turn my blood. Yeah, I'm trying to turn my blood like corrosive so that if the shark bites me, it'll get hit with corrosive vitae. I think I can do that with this power, right?
I think you can. I never used
Hasn't
it in
got to
that
come
way,
from
but
an
I'm
open
pretty
wound?
sure.
Hmm?
No, I think you can make it corrosive as a defense to being bitten. One of them can. I think it's that one.
I'm not sure if it's this one. I need to read it.
I know it specifically phrases that way for scorpions.
Oh, does it? I might have had them.
It might be
confused.
Scorpion's Touch I'm thinking of.
Okay, yeah, I don't see that. Okay. That
Yeah, I
might
think
be
because
Scorpion's Touch.
I think corrosive
Okay.
vitae is the acid loogie specifically.
Yeah, in that case, I want to maybe try to cut my hand, turn that blood acidic, and then slap. Well, no. Yeah, I guess I'll just try to spit corrosive blood at the shark in the water. Is that even gonna work? No, I didn't think so. All right, in that case, I will try to swim away. Is there anywhere to swim to?
I think that's how the song goes. Run away, do 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 run.
How about you do a wits and awareness check for me first?
Sure.
And do dexterity and athletics for me. I mean, technically the shark shouldn't be able to attack you, but if you're going to run away, the shark is going to try and bite you. So that's fine. That Inspector Grey is able somehow to deftly swim out of the way of the open maw on the shark. As he does so, he catches sight of a ladder behind the shark that leads straight up and theorizes it could be used to escape. Meanwhile, in the cells, what's going on with the remainder of the coterie?
Is Aldrich out of this cell? I didn't catch that.
Everyone's still in.
There's a lot of things
our
cell.
Okay. Apart from
You
Inspector
left
Grey
your
and
cell to get into our cell.
Yeah.
Oh, so there's no so where's the door where the people came from? Is there like a hallway between the cells, or is it?
Imagine it as a long sort of rectangle. On the outline are the iron doors that lead out. If that makes sense to you. So
I wouldn't be able to squeeze through those bars to lead out. I'd only be able to.
Yeah, there's no bars to the front door. It's a solid iron chunky door.
Got it. Okay, I would if I wasn't able to squeeze out of my cell into the middle area, then I'd stay in.
I'm gonna try
you can undo your hunger then and put yourself back to 0.
I'm gonna try and loosen the bindings.
You can roll for that, but that is going to be extremely difficult.
Solid. What am I rolling?
Do strength and strength for me, please.
Oh. No. Yeah.
Sidrake attempts to loosen his bindings using pure raw strength. Unfortunately, with every single push he pushes against them, the ropes tighten around his wrists further, straining him even more.
I'll sit there next to Aldrich and I'll say, back when I was you and me, if I was you back when you're me now, I'd be very upset about this situation. But you see, I'm a little seasoned now, and I have some experience with these sort of things. When it comes to demons and the like, you are, for all purposes, fucked. Really. I mean, just tonight, I tried to burn down a house with a demon. It just doesn't work. If you're anything like me, this will piss you off, being, tied up, treated this way. But I'm not sure there's much we can do about it. You kind of have to play along. I might have 2 demon dads now. We'll see.
I believe I already said something along those lines, so I'm glad that you think the same way I do. Fake Aldrich.
Oh, that's scary. We're fucked.
I start singing in probably the worst voice you've heard Evelyn use. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Nobody knows my sorrow. Very loud, but not enough to actually hurt anyone.
Are our hands bound behind us or in front?
Behind.
So tell me,
I would like to hold an action.
You want to do what? What?
I'm kidding. Nobody was talking. Nothing. Just kill me already.
So tell me, Other Aldrich. I'm not exactly born yesterday, but I feel like there's some inclinations going around here to where perhaps your given name wasn't Aldrich?
Oh, no, it was. I assume this is some elaborate... Someone put you up to this. and you're doing this to either get at me, or I'm not sure what purpose it is. I assume you're being an imposter on purpose. Am I wrong?
I find it nothing more than humorous to think that that's the situation. I am nothing more than a simple vampire that runs a humble group of rowdy young men who want to find purpose in life. But to think that there is some grand scheme of mine to steal an identity when all we have really is the same name, then it seems a little far-fetched in my book.
Right, who put you up to this?
I would have no idea as to who put anything up to anything. I don't even know what's happening right now, to be honest, but it's so out of left field once you run a gang for a while, you just, especially as a vampire, you just get used to these sort of things happening whenever they want.
Oh, you do you?
Well,
That what it's like to run a gang as a vampire. You're telling me.
No, I'm not. Well, with the aggressional tone that I'm interpreting, you feel as if I'm the one educating you, which isn't the case, I assure you. Just me sharing the way that I live my life and how I do it.
Right,
Lean
you may be
over
good
to Sir
Aldrich, but
Drake.
you're also soft Aldrich.
I lean over to Sir Drake. Did we ever find the illusionist?
Yes, we killed him.
You ate him.
That was Matthias.
Yeah.
Matthias is the illusionist? I look at good Aldrich. Are we sure?
Huh.
Are you able to tell? Aren't you good at those things, Alistair?
We've had this talk. I'm good at coming up with the ideas, bad at executing them.
I thought I could see through things like this.
I mean, I could
You
tell
need
he
to
was
touch
kindred.
him. If you touch him, can you see whatever you see?
No, it doesn't work like that. I mean, we could just ask, hey, are you the illusionist?
I've only heard of such a title in books, I guess. But no, I am no illusionist. I am as I appear to be in front of you now.
Alright, well, you appear to be me. Well, you don't appear to be me, obviously, but you have my life, but also not my life. You see, what we were sent into the past, and then we ran into you. Where I come from, I'm also Aldrich. I also run a gang called the Medicine Men. Except I'm much more powerful than you are. So I'm not sure what your whole deal is. Leads me to believe that either this isn't normal or we're being fucked with again. This might be a fairy thing. Didn't this happen before with fairies? Nothing was as it seemed. Are you a fairy?
I don't think I've ever been a fairy, nor will I ever be.
Shiver, Scry the Soul would have told me what he was. So, did it tell me kindred?
Yes.
Okay, no, he's kindred. I can know that for a fact.
Can I see your hand? Turn around, stick it to the bars.
I wish she'd say that to me.
Oh.
I awkwardly shuffle and stick my bound hands through the bar.
I poke both of them to see if there's any difference between the two, if one might be stronger than the other. Trying to poke to hurt.
You're poking both Aldrich's hands? Both of the Aldrich's hands and comparing
Both
their
of
hands?
the new Aldrich's hands. Yeah, because they're together, so you would have had to stick them both through the
One
bars.
singular pair of my hands.
Yes.
Oh god. Good Aldrich has a hand that feels like a hand and is cold to the touch. Which of your Aldrich's hands are you touching?
Neither. I'm comparing the new Aldrich
Seeing if he has like a calcified bony
Oh, right.
hand.
No, they're
both through the bars because they're attached.
they're both like normal hands. maybe slightly soft to the touch.
Ow.
I told you he's a softer version of me. But you know, together, there were 2 Aldrichs running the medicine men. And with a few adjustments, I can make you look just like me, too.
Yeah, no. So instead of talking about how we can make good Aldrich look like you, Aldrich, we probably should try to figure out how we can not be taken and done whatever they did to Thurston and Inspector Gray.
I mean, it's a demon. According to Sir Drake, the second most powerful demon. I mean, we can do fuck all against Oz, and Oz is stuck in a house. I can't imagine what we can do against this one.
Is it the demon doesn't control us? The demon controls the people coming to get us. Can't we at least delay the inevitable and maybe fight back? I mean, if we're going to die anyways.
I plan to.
Do you think it's worth it?
Why not?
I don't know. Like I said, I've learned to stop struggling against things like this. And instead, I just take it out on everyone else.
Seems like a pretty soft mentality.
If this is a dream and I don't die tonight, we're going to have a talk. I say to Endymion.
Before new Aldrich can get away, before I let go of his hands, I whisper as close to his ear as I can. How much money do you have?
A moderate amount.
How much is moderate?
It depends on the societal upbringing that you are from.
Would you buy me a spa?
If you gave me a good reason to, I believe in equal exchange.
Okay, and I let his hands go.
Quite strong, that one. Go back and sit.
Wait,
Meanwhile... Oh, sorry, go on.
No, I was going to talk to myself, but yeah.
Wait, aren't your friends... Weren't they taken through the door or something? Shouldn't you be worried about them?
Somebody might hear me say, well, what if he's the...
Meanwhile, with Cup and Hot Rod taking on the fucked up shark.
Do.
I attacked first, right? So I acted first.
I mean, it's yeah. If you want to, it's technically it's a start of a new scene, so you can do whichever order you want.
Inspector Gray, unless you have something clever you want to do.
There's probably no way for us to communicate, right?
Probably not.
Yeah. In that case, I can't like telepathically send a suggestion to Thurston. So instead, I will try to swim to the ladder.
Whatever happened to?
Is there no?
Is there like a ladder?
I'll point.
Yeah, he's found a ladder, but the problem is the massive shark in the way.
Oh, I've got an idea for that.
I'll point at the ladder and I'll start swimming.
All right. Do dexterity and athletics for me, please. Inspector Gray attempts to swim past the shark that's huge. And unfortunately, he is not fast enough. The shark quickly turns around and sinks its huge teeth into his back and chest and does 2 superficial damage to Inspector Gray, throwing him back away from the ladder.
So, question, was the shark then looking at Inspector Gray?
Yeah, it's kind of...
Sorry.
Yeah. So
And
if you want to do
not
something
at
while it's
me.
doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna use freaking unseen passage.
Oh shit.
That works for me. That's a rouse check, please.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Okay.
So hopefully now I am invisible to the shark. And I too will... Well, I guess the question is, how blood-filled is the water, considering they've just been throwing people in here?
Ish, I mean, you would still be able to see with undead senses and things.
Oh, I'm worried about what the shark can sense, not what I can.
Depends on how generous I feel.
Can I sneak around the shark now that I'm invisible?
If you do, dexterity and stealth for me, please.
I'm decent with that. I should never say that out loud. Okay.
That's absolutely fine. Thurston is able to stealthily, quietly, without being sensed or seen, make his way past the shark and get to the ladder on the other side. I take it you want to climb up?
Yes.
Yep, absolutely fine. You climb up and you find yourself on a platform midway between where you were dropped and the shark below. Across the way is another ladder that goes all the way up. No, I think you'll see... Yeah, I don't think there's any point of making a roll for it. You will see a switch halfway between the two ladders.
On, like, the wall?
Mm-hmm.
So I have to jump across for the ladder?
No, it's on a platform that runs...
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I just didn't say it. But yeah, there's a platform that...
Yeah. I will make it over to the switch, but because I feel like it probably closes the pit, I'm gonna wait until the inspector climbs up. Hopefully.
Inspector? Daddy Shark, do.
I am going to blood surge and try to hit the ladder.
You're just gonna... Okay. Do a rouse check for me, please.
Like, if I have 0 brawling, if I try to fight this shark, I'll die.
You might die anyway!
I know, but I can run better than I can punch.
Let's see if you can swim better than you can punch.
Okay. Alright. So I blood surged. What do you want me to roll? Athletics and Dex or what?
Yeah, Dex and Athletics, please.
Okay.
Oh!
Yeah. It's messy.
Hey, this will be a fun one. Inspector Gray is able to deftly outswim the huge shark, taking advantage of his small size in comparison. Manages to get to the ladder, climbing up. Willing his vitae through his veins, however, the curse of Cain screams up. Inspector Gray is drawn to feed from those deserving punishment, especially true for vampire blood, the very essence of transgression. Where's the Bane? Bollocks. Wrong page.
Oh, I think, here we are.
Inspector Gray is compelled to punish anyone seen to transgress against his personal creed, taking their blood as just vengeance for the crime. For the remainder of the scene, he must slake at least one hunger from anyone, friend or foe, that acts against a conviction of his. Failing to do so results in a 3 dice penalty to all rolls until his compulsion is satisfied or the scene ends.
Okay.
You are suffering from the judgment compulsion.
Yeah, when I climb out of the water, I'll sort of grit my teeth and growl a bit. That damned Thurston just abandoned me. If I could speak to sharks, I would have helped him. He should be punished for this.
I didn't think about talking to the shark.
So
Oops.
I'm going to start looking for Thurston if I can find him.
Oh yeah, it's one single platform, and if you will see him straight away hanging around by this switch.
Well, I should probably.
Well, I
have to
would have
roll for
never.
it.
He's invisible.
I didn't drop the invisibility yet.
Yes, I have
did
Sense
you
the
not?
Unseen, so
Oh.
we probably need to do a contested roll.
Sense the Unseen, then.
Yeah, let's see.
I never remember the roll that you've got to use for defense. I know it's something in Auspex. Is it Wits and Auspex for defense?
Yeah, Wits and
Wits.
Auspex versus Wits and Obfuscate.
Okay. So, Wits Obfuscate versus Wits Auspex. Thurston, you're rolling Wits Wits Obfuscate, sorry.
Okay.
Oh! Inspect.
No,
I'm sorry,
whatever.
Thurston.
No, it's
Inspector
fine. I'll
Gray
go with it.
catches sight of Thurston with his predatory instincts. Like a man possessed, he hurtles himself straight towards him. Thurston is taken by surprise, as he thought he could not be seen.
Can I say that? I mean, of course he sees me, yes, but before he moves, can I flip the switch?
Yeah.
Okay.
You hear loud metal clunks coming from the pool beneath you. You see a beam of light being projected out onto the bloody water, and see the silhouette of the shark disappear into a room, for lack of a better word. It is followed by a series of clunks, and the shark silhouette has disappeared from your view.
Oh, growl. Thurston, you abandoned me. You should be punished. I'm gonna just lunge at him and try to feed on him.
Okay. Thurston, how would you like to respond?
Imagine if that happened in real life.
I'll just attempt to dodge.
Okay. Inspector Gray, Strength Brawl, Thurston, Dexterity Athletics.
Like you just have a disagreement, so you start biting at each other.
Yay!
That was lucky.
It
No,
was.
it's not lucky. I'm terrible at ball.
It was lucky for Thurston,
Oh, yeah.
who manages to sidestep out of the way of Inspector Gray's coming attack.
Now, Inspector, we can both talk about this. We are both adult kindred. We can work things out. Everything's going to be fine. The shark is gone. I was merely coming up here to try and do something to help you get out.
And if that were the case, how come I saw you hiding? You thought you were invisible? You thought you were hidden? I saw through your illusory cowardice.
I was hiding from the shark. You can do that too. Why didn't you think of it?
I didn't want to turn the shark's gaze upon you. I wasn't a coward. I'm gonna try again.
Same roll again, everyone. Strength Brawl versus Thurston's Dexterity and Athletics.
Aha!
Oh. And once more, as the inspector clumsily lurches forward, arms outstretched, fangs to bear, Thurston simply sidesteps out of the way.
Can I make an attempt at the second ladder?
Yeah. Inspector Gray, would you like to give chase?
I will climb up the ladder after Thurston, yeah. Unless I can find someone who is more deserving of punishment, I'm going to keep going for Thurston.
And we'll come back to that. Meanwhile, in the cells...
You keep saying you're the real Aldrich, but there's no way that we are both the same person. I'm completely different than you. It's ridiculous.
I have not used the term real. You are the good Aldrich. I am the stronger, richer, probably more... Yeah, I'll go with evil Aldrich. I'm comfortable with good and evil Aldrich, honestly.
I think it's very polarizing.
Well, yeah, it'll make it easy for everyone involved. I've had a bit of a mean streak tonight anyway, so I'll wear that title. But no, I mean, we're both real, clearly. We can both see each other, feel each other, and I'll sort of poke him aggressively.
Do we hear the clanks of everything
Everyone's so
upstairs?
strong in this party.
I mean, at this point, I'm making a lot of noise.
Yeah, I mean, Aldrich might be able to hear them because of his permanent heightened senses. But with all this going on, you wouldn't. However, you would all hear...
You belong to me now.
And Alistair hears a clang of metal hit the stone floor. He walks over to investigate the source, looks around, and finds a large metal bar.
Oh, we are ready? Oh, I'm confused. I just walk over to Sir Drake here.
Take.
Sir Drake, you
I
would
don't know.
recognise
Beat
that
somebody with it.
as a crowbar.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
The
I
reason
think
I'm saying Alistair doesn't is because he prefers a more personal entrance and jamming a door open loudly.
Yeah, no, so I think my audio cut out, so I missed when you
Nah.
said what it was. Okay. I'll take the... I'll try and put the crowbar to use. Jimmy, the door open.
Would you prefer strength or dexterity with larceny?
Strength.
Strength larceny, please. You were in the cell with Alistair and Evelyn, yeah. Excellent. What happened there?
I don't have any larceny at all.
Oh.
Give it to me. I'll try it. Those two are arguing.
Would you prefer strength or dexterity with larceny?
Dexterity.
Dexterity and larceny, please. Oh, wonderful.
4.
The door is thrown off
one
its
more
place
dice than you.
and comes clanging down with its huge weight onto a guard outside the door, crushing him. As blood and small parts of squashed organs leak out from the side, Alistair walks along the length of the door, leans down to the corpse and says, "Excuse me."
But move the door out of the way. Was the guard carrying anything, weaponry-wise?
I mean... No, not weaponry-wise. Besides, the guard was here, door is...
Okay. No worries.
Reference. As the coterie... Where is it? I've lost my place. Alistair looks around, finding the area devoid of all guards and anybody else. He sees keys hanging on the wall opposite.
I'd very much like my things back before we leave.
We have one more thing to take care of. I look at Aldrich. It seems good Aldrich is stuck in a cell while you're free. Now would be a good time to try to figure out what the heck is going on here.
No, he said he never did that. They're both still in the same cell.
Oh, they're both still in the same cell? Let me rephrase that. I look back in. You two can figure out why you hate each other. We'll be back.
I don't hate him. You hate me?
No, I don't think so. I was just trying to figure out why. I think we were just trying to figure out which one is the correct one. I don't know.
I think maybe we're two halves of a whole. Maybe together we'll be stronger.
You know, I read a philosophy book about this thing called continual timelines. It was quite eye-opening, actually.
You really are not me. Right, yeah, if you want to leave me and the other Aldrich here, that's fine. We can sort this out while you clear up the stuff with the demon.
So Drake is now frantically looking around for his sword because he needs to stab somebody.
Yeah, I don't think you need to roll for that. You'll find a very large chest along one of the walls. Walk over, open it, and find everyone's equipment inside.
I need to kill somebody. Head off in the direction that the noises are coming from.
In that case, before you do, you notice that Alistair's eyes have glossed over in that way that he does every so often. He can see the entire structure in his mind's eye is simply a gutted-out tunnel of a straight line. They are currently at one end of it now, and if they simply run the opposite way, they can escape.
I take both of the Aldrich's weapons back to them and hand them to him through the bars.
I wouldn't have a weapon.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Oh, neither you have. Oh, come on, then. Never mind. Trying to be nice.
I flip open the little door, the little window on the door, and peek through. Are you guys done being mean to each other?
What was this narrative of us being mean to each other?
Well, he'll say things a lot of the times. Usually there's a lot of truth to it, though. But sometimes if you pay attention, it's enlightening. Sometimes it's frightening. I've learned.
That'd be a good
I assume we had a key to the cell at this point.
I look back at the flowers like, well then, yes, we're done being mean to each other.
Okay, you can come out. Where's the key?
Go along with it.
Where's the key? Drake, where's the key?
I have the keys.
You have the key.
No, I have the key. I open the door.
The door clunks open, and the two Aldrichs are free.
No, you first. I insist.
Oh, no, I insist.
No, please.
Good before evil, please.
I shut the door. They're not done yet.
Like a couple of cats.
Meanwhile, Inspector Gray and Thurston reach the top of the ladder each. They find that the magistrate and the bailiff have gone, probably to investigate why the shark has disappeared. They can hear, off in the distance, the coterie communicating, alongside two very unfamiliar phrases, after you, no after you, being repeated over and over.
Is there I guess just a door that way, that direction? I'd
There's
have
no
to get up to it.
Door, it's all open.
Yeah, then I'm running from the inspector.
Okay, what's the
in that
inspector doing
direction.
then? Just chasing after you?
I think you're muted. Not
You're muted.
Yes, I suppose I will chase after him, calling out that he is a coward and he needs to be punished for his cowardice. And I'm going to try to leap and feed on him again.
Both of you do dexterity and athletics, please.
Wait, dexterity and
no!
athletics?
No!
Okay.
Don't put him on equal footing. Equal or more footing. He succeeds.
Oh, damn, that was your roll, Thurston? Shit.
Yeah, I didn't notice it either, and I'm saddened by it. Well, hold on, let me... Nah.
Okay.
I'm not
Inspector
gonna make
Gray
you deal with
catches up
cookies.
with Thurston, grasping him by the shoulder. The beast overwhelms him and his fangs extend. Strength and brawl, Inspector Gray.
Okay.
Thurston. It's going to have to be dexterity and athletics unless you want to punch him.
Yeah, I just want out.
You might not have tried too hard, Thurston.
It's like Tom and Jerry. Thurston successfully manages to escape Inspector Gray's grasp once more and heads towards the sound of familiar voices, eventually forming round a corner and reuniting with the coterie, catching sight of Alistair, Eveline, Sir Drake, and the two Aldrichs being far too polite with each other.
You all are standing there in the cells, and you just hear the Doppler effect of Thurston coming running around the corner, going, "Help! Help! The inspector's trying to eat me!"
You coward! Get back here!
You're not wrong, but I don't want to be eaten.
Where are all the guards at? Or what cult members, whatever the hell they were.
I mean, your character has no idea. But everyone's fucked off to go and see what the fuck's going on with their shark, because it's, what the fuck? Where'd our shark go? That's a pretty big thing to lose.
Where'd our shark go? Do.
I didn't see the two kindred off to the side flipping the switch. I'm very confused.
Why does
I have a lot of
everyone
questions.
be doing that?
Minions aren't smart.
All right,
I mean,
that one's
unless you want to fight your way
Asim.
through about 50 cultists, single-handedly, Alistair.
I mean, I gave Sir Drake a crowbar.
He is the free man.
So vote of confidence there. Appreciate it.
We
As
have
Gray,
to go that way. And I point to the way out.
All right, now it seems Inspector's doing his thing. Sir Drake, you have experience with this. You want to stop him?
yeah. So they both come tear ass around the corner, and I let Thurston pass me by, and then as Gray's beelining for him like one track mind, I'm just gonna hold my arm out and just clothesline him down to the ground.
Strength, brawl, Inspector Gray, dexterity, athletics.
While this is happening, I'll just turn over to good Aldrich and right. See, this is what happens if you're in a coterie, just a group of all these other fuckers. That one, who'll point at the Inspector, gets like this. He'll get real indignant about something, real judgy, and try to kill someone. And that one thinks he's a attack hound, and you usually have to sick him on him.
I'm doing dexterity athletics.
Yes,
You
please.
just kind of like sit back and watch it happen, or do you think they?
Well,
fizzle
whenever
out,
possible, whenever possible, I sit back and I let them do these things. Yes.
Okay.
Right, just watch.
I'm gonna be like, Thurston, blood is the price for your cat. Boom! I'm just gonna get
Pretty much, yeah. You make contact with Sir Drake's solid forearm, and it feels like a concrete wall against your throat as you fall back to the floor, your skull impacting with the solid stone, and you take 1 superficial damage.
Imagine he's looking up at me now, and I lean down and offer Inspector Gray a hat. Are you done fucking around?
I'll grit my teeth and I'll kind of stare daggers over at Thurston, and then I'll look at Drake. I'll take his hand and yes.
I'll have you know that
That's a good
Thurston probably, as soon as Alistair go, we need to go that way, he didn't stop running. He just kept running in that direction.
Okay. Any...
Yeah, I'll pick up Gray.
Okay.
Well, I forgot I should have did penalties for those rolls. Oh well, they were bad enough.
You're right. That was entertaining.
mean, I'm used to it, but I'm glad you got to see it for the first time.
It was very amicable, the whole situation. I approve.
Right, these things just tend to sort themselves out.
I'll take your word for it.
Alright, which way are we going? This way. Alright. The trick here is you let them go first. Usually that one, I'll point to Thurston. I'll send him in right away. And he's already... Actually, he is the first one running that direction, too. So, yeah. Right, he just knows to do it now. I don't even have to say anything.
Well, as a whisper, I'll be like, so between you and me, who's your favorite?
Oh, that really depends on the evening.
Can I hear that?
What about last evening?
Last evening was good. I got a chandelier. They all
But
did.
who's your favorite, you know?
I'll say Sir Drake. He took the lead on that. He got us in the place with the nice chandelier, and he just cleaned up everything. It was nice. Yeah.
I'll remember that.
All right.
I don't like slavers.
Right. No, we were just having a conversation. Don't worry about it, Sir Drake. Yeah, slaver's bad. Yeah, this is...
Down with slavers.
Duck away and follow Thurston to make sure he doesn't get himself killed.
And this will count as a scene change.
Assuming I
for
heard
your
that, I just
compulsion.
cross my arms, pout, and walk down.
Okay.
Right. That's the one I'm most scared of most of the time.
Any particular reason for that, or is it just like a? Is it like a?
I'm going to leave the surprise to you. These things work themselves out, I'm sure, and shortly you'll experience why.
You know, I've had an ex-wife. Did you have an ex-wife?
For some reason, no. No, I never got that far.
Perhaps she was my ex-wife in my timeline, and never mind. Just keep walking.
That would explain a lot, actually.
The coterie. Now free to run to the exit. Make it to the end of the corridor, where they find a rusted but still sturdy ladder that leads straight up. Alistair... Oh no, I've jumped ahead of myself. As the coterie hurry along the corridor, they are halted in their progress by an exceptionally large cloaked figure. His arms outstretched and run the width of the corridor. The sound of scraping metal or nail along the stone walls echo in their ears as the figure advances towards them, pushing them back into a slightly more open area. You are in combat.
I like to mimic the sound.
Sword comes free. Oh, is it wrong that I'm a little bit
Not
excited?
quite before we got into combat. I was just, as soon as I heard the sound, I mimicked it back.
Yeah, it's kind of like the sound of nails on chalkboard.
Pretty sure Evelyn can do that.
Probably.
We were able to get our equipment back before we went down the tunnel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my sword's already free, so I'm gonna step in and take a slash at him, test his rage a bit.
Strength. Melee. I think this guy's just going to dodge this first blade.
Ha. Yeah.
Wow.
Sir
Can't do
Drake
that.
elegantly slides his blade through the air. The hooded figure is just about able to get out of the way. Unfortunately, he's not swift enough as Sir Drake returns the blade and gets a glancing blow-off, slightly slashing at the hooded figure's arm. Who will be next?
As I continue to mimic the noise, I turn it into a note that gets higher and higher pitched and do Death of the Drum.
Really should have made that blast beats.
I mean, it still can.
All candies.
Do a rouse check for me, please.
This is happening. I'll turn to good Aldrich. All right, Covey is a bit. This you're about to find out why.
Oh, okay.
And he's going to try and dodge out of the way of the incoming sonic boom. You got to roll first, because you're the attacker.
Oh, okay. I was waiting for you to roll first. Okay. Oh, that's it. No, reroll. I'm adding. Really?
It's okay. He took his reaction already.
Eveline, why has he got a hunger dice? He shouldn't have hunger dice. Sends off.
Reroll.
Doesn't matter. The hunger dice was a fail anyway. Eveline wills a vitae to her larynx and lets out a piercing screech that travels the length of the room. The mysterious figure is able to easily duck out of its way and lets out a strangely eerie hiss back at Eveline. Who would like to go next?
I'll go, you're not a cat, stop! And I'll cast Dementation. I'm going to Blood Surge for this.
Gain hunger, show me Dementation, please. Never remember it.
All
One day I
this time, but I'm still showing you Dementation.
And I even loved power as well. Composure and intelligence. Okay. So, do the rouse check for Dementation as well.
Okay.
Oh my god, you rolled 4 10s.
And you still owe me another rouse check.
No, is it 2? I rolled right above it, the Dementation.
You rolled to rouse the blood, then you roll a rouse check for Dementation itself. So 2 rouse checks.
Oh, yeah. But, okay.
Nice. Oh, that's to the willpower, isn't it? Mm-hmm.
It's for the willpower. It's a lot to his willpower, too.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. That is not bad. Alistair's voice echoes through the chamber, resonating in the hooded figure's ears. He clasps both sides of his head, steps back and almost falls to one knee before getting up and striding once more towards the coterie. Who's next?
Am I still invisible? I don't like. I was reading Unseen Passage, and it doesn't seem to have a duration length listed under it.
And yes.
Okay, then I assume I ran into this room, saw these enemies, then everybody else ran in behind me. The 2 people that ran all attacked the one that Alistair just
there's only one.
Damaged.
There's only
Oh, okay. Sorry,
Every game Nitro does something to make you think, is he paying attention? This is
yeah, this is one of those things. I'll attack him then.
Okay. With the sword, I take it?
Yes, with the sword. And of course, I'm invisible, so whatever that does.
And he doesn't get a saving roll because... Oh, no, wait. He does get a saving roll, and he is going to dodge out of the way. Because Obfuscate is mental-based in V5.
Okay.
Yeah, when you attack, you break it. They have a chance to see you before the attack, and if they fail that, you hit them as if they... against difficulty 1, essentially.
I mean, before that, this dude saw you anyway.
Okay.
Because Obfuscate's mental-based, and he's a demonic thrall. Mental-based disciplines don't work on them.
Ah.
Good to know.
But he has willpower.
He did. Phew.
Watch the
Thurston.
bunch
The
dribble
rolls
out here.
tonight.
Brings his huge sword down to try and hit the figure. The figure, much to Thurston's surprise, seems fully aware of Thurston's presence and moves his body slightly out of the way, bringing the sword clanging down on the stone floor. Who's next?
I'm going to try to throw a throwing knife at the brute.
Dexterity
Figure
athletics,
knife.
please.
You're going to attempt to throw a throwing knife at Thurston?
No. Though
He
if
just
I
wants to try and
miss,
feed on you.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And your throw knife is +2?
Yeah.
Inspector Grey reaches into his pocket, bringing out one of his trusty throwing knives, and skillfully aims it in a split second. It glides through the air and impacts upon the figure's leg. He seems troubled, but still advances. Which one of the Aldrichs would like to go first?
Are you much of a fighter?
I mean, I do run a gang.
All right, then get in there, and I'll sort of pat him on the back, kind of roughly pushing him towards the thing.
No. I know how this one goes. You go show me how it's done, since you're evil, Aldrich.
No, I really do insist. I'm showing you how I do things, and I always go last. I always let everyone get in there and, get me riled up for the fight. Get in there. I'll shove him again towards the thing.
Okay.
Baldric, as I have now taken to calling you. It's not evil, Aldrich. Foldric. What would you like? You can punch. I'm not sure. I don't think you have a weapon, do you? Unless you want to have a dagger.
Nope.
Which should be like +1 or something.
I don't know. I don't think I would have a weapon.
Okay. You can just punch him as hard as you can, then with brawl strength, please.
Okay, so I do brawl first, then
Yep.
strength. Right. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to go for a good old gut punch, I guess.
Your first roll of the game.
First roll of the game.
And this mysterious hooded figure is just going to try and dodge. Damn. Okay. Well then. Foldric steps forth, cracks his neck and his knuckles, and punches the figure as hard as he can, right in the stomach. The figure stops as blood spills out from beneath the hood, and it falls to the ground, reaching out and clamouring towards Aldrich. And finally its hand slumps to the floor, dead.
Nope, that's okay. We're gonna go down real slow. Yep. Oh, he's real heavy.
Aldrich! I didn't think you had it in you.
He's real heavy.
Oh,
Really
good
heavy.
show. Good show, Aldrich.
Gotta throw him off my body. Go. I don't usually like to get my hands dirty with these types of things. That's why you have gang members, but sometimes you gotta remind them who made the gang in the first place.
Absolutely. Aldrich, if I had to pick tonight a favorite, I'd say it's you.
Oh, quiet you. Trying to rouse me up, I see. Well done, everyone. Well done. What a good violent show of that guy. Just point.
Right, all around commendable, everyone.
Bailey's hood back.
You will find a very malformed face with no hair. Oh god, it's me. With stitches across the face. And blood spilling out from nearly every orifice upon this face.
No wonder he wears the hood.
I nearly forgot, you will see... Oh, bollocks, I didn't upload it. You'll see a slightly different mark of Belial on his forehead. I already put it on the fucking shark.
There's one above the door, too.
This one's slightly different. It actually says Belial.
Ah.
I wonder who that could be.
I'm so glad that you guys showed up. Inspector, are we good?
Yes, Thurston, I apologize for my loss of control, and I will ensure to train so I don't make such a fool of myself in the future.
There's no need to apologize. I've gotten used to it at this point. I'm just making sure that we're on the level now.
Just the situation had got my blood hot.
Understandable.
Let's get out of this stinking whatever this is.
We go that way for the exit.
Okay, then, no need to tarry.
Also, Aldrich, if I can bend your ears, we're leaving this place.
Right, what is it, Aldrich?
Why would you put yourself in the shoes of a person who worships a demon? Why would you purposely choose the second place?
Well, that's the thing. It's usually not your actual choice. It could be something as simple as you go into a house, deal with a problem. Next thing you know, your brain is just constantly infected with demonic voices and thoughts. This thing can ruin your life whenever it wants.
So it's not like a club sign-up thing.
I think weaker-willed individuals may, just like our gang members come to us for protection and belonging, some people may seek a demon, like a gang boss, if you will.
But I mean, it makes perfect sense for them to come to the medicine men. We're the best.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Fanatics, am I right?
Right.
Keep walking with a smile on my face.
It's turned out better than I thought it would. The coterie.
As I said earlier, what if he's the demon?
The coterie, now free to run to the exit, make it to the end of the corridor where they find a rusted but still sturdy ladder that leads straight up. Alistair, having already the knowledge of safety at the top, hurriedly makes his way up, encouraging the others to follow him. He reaches the top and spins a large wheel on the metal portal, opening it to the snowy field above. They each make their way out and find themselves outside, surrounded by snow, and in the distance they can see the city of London. A nearby carriage is tied, apparently used by those who frequent the area.
Look, our ride.
Do you think this carriage will take us through time?
Do we have to kill it?
Is that a normal occurrence for this group?
Apparently.
Wait, what? We've gone through time more than once?
Do the horses have a flux capacitor?
We can get that carriage up to 80 miles per hour.
Roll for serious shit.
Is there anybody sitting on it to drive it?
No.
I hop up in the seat. Everybody get in.
I'd get in the carriage.
Yeah. So
As I get in, I'd say, does he know how to drive?
oh, we're about to find out.
I'm getting
Well,
in.
Talk the horses, so maybe.
Yeah, and Alistair, I think, can see the future, so I mean, I'm sure he can avoid any accidents before they happen.
Aldrich, are you going to be going with us, or do you have your own business to get to?
Oh, please join us.
I mean, I don't think whatever we just dealt with is over. And if this does take us somewhere in time, which I think might be a little bit of a far-fetched thing. But who knows? You people are eccentric. I'll come along.
So this leaves me with the question of, whose haven are you going to? Some of you do have havens that still exist currently.
I would drive towards mine.
Present. One problem with that,
haven, but...
if Alistair goes to his haven, he's going to see past Alistair. And then they're going to have this scene in the front door where one of them's going to say, "I'm young, I'm old," and pass out.
Sweet.
The manor will be abandoned still. So yeah.
I would drive towards the demon house.
Well, and Aldrich, you were taking us somewhere too. Where were you taking us?
My haven. I have one. It's completely vacant. No one comes by anymore.
Oh, I'm curious to see it, actually.
I see why not. I can give directions.
You do say that you don't know of the Camarilla or any other parts of our society, so...
Like you said,
perfect place to go.
you seem so sure that this bit with the demon might not be over, is it?
Well, typically, when groups that have enough authority and power to capture you and you escape without their say-so, things tend to follow you for a couple of more weeks.
Well, it's a fair assessment. All right, let's say if you'll give Alistair directions to your haven, then.
Just to left or right, round the fen and hither and thither, and you're there.
You have 2 dots of animal kin.
Turn left now. Left! Left! Oh, fuck it. Is there anything you wish to talk about on your final journey before you retire to the night, or would you all like to just retire?
When we got into the carriage, I would have made a point to sit next to the new Aldrich.
Oh, we're going to call him Aldrich now, are we?
Have some type of conversation with the horses as I was driving.
Every question you ask them, they simply say nay.
Yep. I'm going to try to justify and rephrase the question.
Haven't you ever seen those horses that nod to every question you ask them? It can't be one of those?
That's the final straw, we'll call it there. Okay. Thank you all for coming and watching. A big thank you to our players. Where to start this week? Thurston, who are you? Where can we find you? Do you know things? What do you know? Let's find out.
Yeah, I'm NitroTypeAt. I'm everywhere at NitroTypeAt. I did a Pacific Rim thingy on Monday, which you should go check out because it was a lot of fun. We had to split it into a part 2 because it ran long. And I'm not sure when that's going to be yet, but keep your eyes out on social and you'll know.
So Drake, who are you? Where can we find you? Do you know things? What do you know? Let's find out.
I am Mark. I'm the DM over at the Bullet Club, twitch.tv/the Bullet Club. We play D&D every Saturday, 11:30 GMT. Currently running a campaign in an alternative Wildmount. And the guys are about to tackle Castle Ravenloft, because Ravenloft has invaded Wildmount. Planar attack. So next couple of weeks going to be Castle Ravenloft, and then the end of that arc, and then a little break, and then the start of the next arc. So all good. Catch us there. Nitro and Shiv are both guesting on that campaign as well at the moment.
Nice.
Thank you, Anonymous Donor.
Thank you, Anonymous Donor, indeed. Noscavian! I can't say the OnlyFans thing because apparently it now exists.
Wait, does it?
Which we thoroughly encourage you to not look at. Who are you? Where can we find you? What do you do?
You can find me on Discord and playing VTM when Table Pause.
Eveline! Who are you? Where can we find you when you're not looking at that site?
I was busy subscribing to Nascavian's OnlyFans. I am Ms. Hearts. You can find me everywhere as Ms. Hearts. This weekend, I will be emceeing and dancing in Bringing Sexy Back, a performance by the Dove Stage Project. I'm thrown off by Nascavian's OnlyFans.
Aren't we all?
Anyway, I am coming out of a 2-year sabbatical from dancing, so I'm both dancing and emceeing at Bringing Sexy Back at the Dove Stage Project, which is both a live audience and streamed live. So if you're interested in getting free tickets for the stream, you can follow the link I put in chat. It's also part of my link tree. I will also be on Soul Citizens on Sunday. And on Tuesday, you can find me on the Base Radio with I Want My 80s Show with Ms. Hart. And Wednesdays, you can find me here.
I heard a rumor that I just made up that Noscavian was banned from performing at Bringing Sexy Back because no one else could compare.
Yeah, too sexy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Alistair! Who are you? Where can we find you?
Tina, and I'm a stalker. I'm the one that found Nascavian's OnlyFans.
I just sent him the gif of Jeff Goldblum saying, "You crazy son of a bitch, you did
it." Original Aldrich. Bully, our very special guest. You do huge amounts of things. Tell us about these huge amounts of things that you do and where we could find you.
Yes, I'm Bully, playing Evil Aldrich. I run stories over on our channel Table Goth. Check our stuff out on YouTube, and currently running Cults of the Blood Gods over at the Onyx Path Publishing's Twitch channel.
Have been watching it, and it's very good stuff.
Mm.
New Aldrich, Return of the Aldrich, the sequeling. Who are you? Where can we find you?
My name is Michael Willoughby. I am a faceless, nameless talent that just exists on the internet. I pop up in random various places. I'm not active on any social media anymore. I have been very much hermiting and keeping my head down, refining my craft as a dungeon master. I run 4 games a week. Not live streamed, not anything like that. I just keep to my own little discords that I have. They all run in the same universe. But you can, if you would ever want to know what I'm up to whenever I decide to, I do have a Twitch. It is GG_grave. And I stream anything and everything I feel like streaming, and once I get bored of it, I stop for 8 months. That's what I do.
It's a good way to do it. Aldo, the person who plays him, specifically told me not to give him a shout out, but if you know who he is, you know who he is, and we're extremely grateful that he did at least try to be here, but his power prevented him from actually fulfilling his obligations, and naturally, of course, we shall be beating him to death with the wet end after this is done. We'll go with Raiden on Martlet Games. But, of course, we can't go until... Ooh. Nitro says the line.
You crazy son of a bitch, you did it.